I'm here. I'm late. Sorry, I'm yelling again. I shouldn't do that. Hello. How is everybody? I'm running late as usual. Something always happens. Something always happens right before I go live. It's like the last hour, something always happens. Like my mouse broke. Couldn't use my mouse. What else broke? Some my computer was not high enough. Like inevitably, something really bad happens. And then when I went to restart, because my computer couldn't find my microphone, it said that what did it say? Oh, it had to update. So then it had to up. Can't just be easy. Can't just be normal. But I'm here. Thank you. I'm here, and I feel nauseous now. So I'm taking a Zofran. See what you guys do. See what I go through. See what I go through. See what I go through? All right, let me make sure I'm not echoing. Hello, Why Crime. How are you? I have not seen you. Hey, Kim, I have not seen you, Why Crime, in forever. Forever, ever, ever. So, if you guys don't know, Why Crime and I, we're all been good friends. She had she took a little time off because she had some peeps being not so nice. If you're not in the crime community, which I'm not, there's a whole big shaboobabub going on. I haven't really looked at it, but there's like guys not being very nice to girls, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know. There's some stuff going down that, you know. So she wants to talk. Since, as usual, I'm not prepared because 27 million things go wrong right before I start. And my kitty picture, my Katie Bug kitty picture is not there because it like the thing, it's like a little hook. The hook fell down right before. Do you see what happens? Celica girl. Oh, and I also saw Kelly. I saw before I came in, Kelly became a new member. So Kelly, thank you for becoming a member. And then Celica girl, thank you for renewing your membership. I saw that and I was gonna type thank you, Kelly, but my mouse wasn't working. So that's how I found out my mouse wasn't working. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm just trying to change the top to live chat. Oh yeah. I'm trying to do like 7 things at once. And it's not working. See, nobody ever says 7 things at once. They say like 2 or 3 things at once. Okay, there we go. Hello, mysterious guy. I'm never gonna pronounce that right. So just all right. So yeah, so I go to get on, my mouse doesn't work. So I have to get a new mouse. And then I go to restart, and of course, it has to update some update. And usually this computer is really good. It'll update in minutes usually. But this time it took 40 minutes. And then when I came back on, it couldn't hear my mouse or my microphone. So I had to do it again. So, But see, I could have come in here and told a lie. I could have said that some great thing happened, that I had to become a hero. There was a fire at a house next door, and I had to be the hero and run down there with my hose and woo and like fought water everywhere over the fire, and I rescued everyone out of burning buildings. See, I could have told like a lie because a lot of people lie. And a lot of people lie for good reasons. Maybe so you don't hurt someone's feelings. A lot of people lie for silly reasons, like me rescuing everybody. And a lot of people lie for bad reasons. We're going to talk about all. Did you see that nice little segue I did there? It's a really good segue, I have to say. Colleen, do you really want to be called Drinky Drink? Or would you like to be called Colleen? So I'm pretty sure that Drinky Drink in the chat is actually Colleen. Um, well, thank you, Colleen. That really is Colleen. And as a joke, she changed her name to Drinky Drink, not realizing that you can't change it. You have to wait the 14. And I'm sorry I'm wearing a hat because now when I look down, you can't see me. But if you're a member, there's a live stream tomorrow where I'm getting my new hair in, so I have a hat on. But anyway, So that is the real Colleen. And so she changed her name to be funny because that is one way to deal with people who are bullying you, which is to just kind of like confront it and flip the switch, as I say. And so she did that, not realizing she can't, change it back. So now she's stuck with Drinky Drink. See why crime? You're going to see all these people that you haven't seen in a long time. And then you're just going to be like, oh my God, I should have come over here before. And then we'll all like girl power over there and like fix the situation. Um, so I'm just kind of looking through the chat. Oh, I need to turn this off. I'm all discombobulated. I say that every time. I say that every time. How can you be discombobulated every time when you say it every time? All right, let me get rid of that. All right, good. And I haven't even eaten yet, so I haven't even had my smoothie. No smoothie, no Katie bug picture back there. It's no bueno. It's a no bueno day. But I will tell you a story. And I've heard this story quite often, actually. Someone who came to talk to me, oftentimes about me maybe changing my bullying ways, and then realized that everything they've been told about me is not true. And I'm, in fact, quite the opposite of everything they've heard. And then they're like, wow, you're actually cool. I actually kind of like you. And that's like how Colleen is here. She came to me kind of like, "Rrr," and then, I was like, hey, that's fine, do your own homework. And now she's like, oh, well, you're actually not the villain. I'm not saying that anyone else is the villain. I'm just saying, like, sometimes, and I've had that many, many times. I've had many, many people, Cindy, for example, when in the beginning I did some rows of Ziggy and she like thought I was like, and I wasn't. And so like months later, she was like, I really like you. And we had the same conversation. I was like, in the beginning, because that was the first set of actual like mean comments that I got. Like up until that, I got all these great comments. But once I roasted Ziggy, I did start to get some like, people actually got mad for it. And that was like the first video I did on Ziggy, there were 144 comments in the first few hours. 144 comments in the first few hours. And I reply to all of them because I always say the comment section is often my best work. Like, bring it on. Like, bring it on. Like, why are you getting so upset about a stranger? Bring it on. And by like the third day, there were maybe 30 comments left because everybody dirty deleted them because they all got schooled. Well, most of them. But anyway, Cindy was like one of the first, and she didn't dirty delete. They're probably still there, but she was one of the first to kind of like, fight for Ziggy. And I was like, you really hated me in the beginning because she was like, da, 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 da. So anyway, we had like a big laugh about it, just how, she's like, I really didn't like you. And I was like, well, I really kind of didn't like you either because you weren't very nice to me. She's like, I know, I'm sorry. I just didn't really get it. Once I did, I was like, oh, it's fine. So, anyway, so there, I have gotten a lot of that. See, there's a lot of things that I think will tie in today, like hypocrisy, lying, just kind of the crap that goes on here. I mean, Drinky Dink, yes, it's me. Could I talk to you? You have something to see. Well, do you mean come up? So later on, you can come up. But first, I have to do my spiely spiel. I got the spiely spiel. And Drinky Drink, if it's your first time, you'll come to realize that my brainy brain does the forgetty forget. And so I will many times be talking about, and I'll say, oh crap, what was I talking about? And then you guys will have to remind me. And it's kind of like a thing. I'm always forgetting what I'm doing. I'm always like, talking too fast, losing my track. I talk with my hands. There was someone last week who, what did they say to me? They were like, can you sit still or something like that? And I was like, no, I can't. I'm an Italian woman and I talk with my hands. So if you can't deal with that, come on Vogue. Everybody move to the music. Hey, hey. By the way, don't Google Madonna's face while eating. It's frightening. But anyway, so how are you guys? How are you, Colleen? I know you were close to Miss Harper, and I think one of the things about lies is they're very selfish. We don't think about that when we're doing, there's many types of lies. There's like, one thing I was thinking about was what was my last lie? Because everybody lies. Everybody lies. It may be the tiniest little white lie, but nobody can sit here and say, I have never told a lie. I was not with that woman, Miss Lewinsky, not once, no one has never lied in their life. Never, never. But there are different, level. We call them white lies. They're still lies, but they're white lies. You didn't get a notification. You know, I stopped getting notifications from like everybody, and I noticed I unsubbed, and when I did, my numbers all went up. Like I think Google, or not Google, I think YouTube was doing something where they actually were like, how last week mods weren't mods and all the numbers were screwed up? I think they did something where it actually lost, you know what I mean? Like I think I actually wasn't subbed to those people anymore, even though it said I was. So of course I wouldn't get a notification. Yeah. I'm all, oh, Jackie Jude, I saw your picture and I'm so jealous of you. I'm not jealous, I'm envious. No, I'm actually jealous, bitch. I'd cut you for that. Sit in that hot tub. Oh, I'm so like, I'm really like, oh, I want to go there. Oh, I want to build a hot tub like that. All the like rock walls around my house are those kind of rocks, and I would love to build like a little thing in there. They did that to me. Yeah. It was like I wasn't subbed because then the number went up. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But last week, none of the mods had any powers. They were powerless. No mods had any. So it was weird. I don't know. YouTube's doing something. But see now, don't remember what I was talking about. Totally forgot. I was talking about Colleen and the mods and the numbers and Katie Bug. It was Katie Bug's fault because she didn't get a notification. I know that's the lies. So I was trying to think what was my last lie. And I remember in Catholic school, the first Monday of every month we had to go to church. And after church you had to go to confessional. And when you'd go into confessional, they'd say, what, what do you confess for? And I would sit there and I would try and think of something I did wrong. And this was when I was like second grade, third grade. I was a little kid. Like what do you have to confess to? And I would be like, I don't think I did. Like, I honestly, hey, thank you. Debbie says what? Debbie says what is a new member. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can watch tomorrow me get some hair in, get my hairs done, get my hairs installed. It sounds so weird to say. Um, oh, I'll lose my train of thought like 100 and stop. You're gonna make me lose my train of thought. I can tell my brain is like losing it right now. But anyway, I would have to really think. And I would say, I haven't done anything. And then I would get in trouble for lying about you had to have done something. You had to have committed a sin. What did you do in the last week? You must confess then I would get in trouble for lying about not lying, basically. Like what? So then I would make up. I would make things up. I would sit there and I think I usually would say, like, I lied to my mom. Like I would just say, I lied to my mom. What did you lie about? I'd be like, that I finished my dinner. I gave it to the dog when I didn't even have a dog. I mean, just the dumbest stuff because, so I lied about so I was sitting here thinking, what was the last lie that I told? And I asked my husband, what's the last lie that you told? And he's like, well, I'm not exactly keeping track of them. He's like, I don't know. I can't. And I was like, I don't know either. Like, I honestly can't think of the last lie that I told to someone. And if it was a lie, it was probably something stupid like, or it was probably to the kids. One of those, oh, I can't make chocolate chip cookies. We're out of eggs. I didn't have a clue what you said. What do you mean you didn't have a clue what I said? You should always have clues what I say. I said nothing, actually. I said nothing of value. That's what I said. But I couldn't think of anything that I lied about. And there are a lot of people like that who you just don't. And then there are people who lie like it's going out of style. Oh, sorry. I'm glad. I was like, I thought I was clear. I mean, usually I'm not clear, so I don't know. But then there are people who lie like the Dickens, and I don't understand. Like, I think there are some people who lie as easily as some people don't lie, and then there are people in the middle. Like there are people who kind of lie when they have to, like, when you return the car to the car return rental place and they're like, "Did you change the gas?" And yeah, I did. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And you didn't, but um, yeah, you aren't close. Well, I think Harper is one of, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Gonna call her out because you know what? Last week, like, I was not prepared for that. Who is prepared for that? Like that. Oh, shatters. Oh, well, don't kill each other. Please don't kill each other. We're gonna be dealing with lying and death as it is. No more. Just write something. Make blinky little eyes in chat if you need us to like call the authorities for you. But like, who is prepared? Like, think about that situation. Like, it goes so fast that you don't think about it. But like afterwards, I thought about it and I was like, here I am doing my thing. And someone writes something like that in your chat. And you don't know if they're serious. I mean, saying something like that is a big, big, big deal. Like, that's a big deal to say that. Oh, I'm sure there is. I mean, don't forget, don't forget, I was BFFs with someone. And don't forget, I was in there. I'm not just some blonde, like, Harper said she was going to off herself. Like, I was kind of in a little mix there. Even though I was like, I always kind of stayed on the outskirts. Oh, hey, Mad Feathers, how are you? But, I felt really horrible. I mean, first you feel really horrible because you're all, it's like moms questioning themselves, like if you always question yourself, did you do the right thing? But her doing that was so wrong and so selfish. And first I didn't read the whole sentence, so I missed the fact that she said it. And when I watched it afterwards, I saw everyone in chat being like, you need to go up and read the last comment, da 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 da. But the problem is I had started to read her comment, and the comment was, why don't you schedule a time for a live? And then she wrote, and I can off myself and you can get all your clicks and views from it. And I just read the part of you can schedule a live. So I'm thinking, like, I'm not scheduling a live to talk to you. Like, this isn't. So I only read that part. And then I was like, let me go back and catch up. So then I went back here and and you guys were down here saying you need to, and I wasn't there yet. And there's no way you could, like, so I think we need like an emergency symbol or something. Like, someone needs to Google voice me if there's an emergency, something like that. Oh, is Colleen, are you behind? Oh, why crime? You missed it. Oh yeah, you would have. Well, there probably are people who missed it. I should tell the whole story. There are probably people who have no idea what I just said. Um, no, someone just said, Colleen, I think you are behind on the stream. Go to the end. So I guess based on whatever you're saying, you might not be to the end of chat. I don't know. But so for those of you who don't know, if you don't know who Harper is, you got to catch that up on yourself. But I'm sitting here in chat and she had, left her little, group of people and some things were going on and we were talking about what happened. And she comes in and, she starts, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, why don't you schedule, because she wanted to come up and I was like, I'm not going to make this, there's nothing in this that is about me and you. I'm not here to interview you. If you want to talk to me privately, we can do so, but this isn't the time or the place. Like, it isn't. No one wants that. And so she said, why don't you schedule a time? And the part that I didn't read the first time was, and I will off myself, and so you can get all the clicks and views that you want. Who says that? I mean, that is the most. And after I got to it and read it, because first when I went to watch the live again, I'm like, okay, you kind of like, did I do the right thing there? Because that's a big responsibility to put on someone else. Like, she basically does it is manipulative. It's very manipulative. It's selfish and it's manipulative because it's basically putting me in a position where I'm not responsible for anybody but myself, but in some perceived way, I'm now responsible for her, which I'm not, and I take no responsibility. I mean, you're an adult. Like, I am not the kind of person who, you do you. That's great that you tried to do it here, but I still don't feel responsible for you. So, but to do that is in some way a very selfish way of, disrupting my stream and making me responsible, basically, in a way. Because if I don't do anything and something bad happens, then I look like the bad guy. I'm responsible. And if I do something and she didn't do anything, then people are going to say, "Oh, you sent da da da, you sent the cops to her house," and then that's wrong too. So you kind of put someone in a spot where there's no wrong, there's no right. You just screwed them because you're just not very nice and you're being very selfish. So when I went back to look at it, first I'm watching it. I mean, that's equally as bad. I don't know. But you have to think, I mean, sit back and put yourself in the head of somebody. What do you need? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Colleen, I just need to get my stuff out. You can come, like, you can chat in the chat, or you can come up in a bit. I just need to get my spiels out, and then we'll do the group thing later. I promise you. I promise you. Nothing that you have to say like cannot, I trust me. Well, trust me. Trust me. I had, like, last week was, like, you have to realize you're sitting here and all at once you see that. And it's like, what do you do? Like, what would you see that and what would you do? Like, your head just goes cuckoo a million miles an hour because you're thinking about, well, is she serious? Is she not serious? Are other people triggered? What do I need to do to protect my subs? What do I need to do to protect her? What do I need to do to protect myself? Like, legally, do I have, like, all these things go through your head, right? Like, legally, am I responsible? Legally, am I responsible for you guys? Like, like, I'm a human being and I would, like, I would never, and I think I said this, which I was like, that was really a good thing to say. I said, you have value. You may not have value as a friend to those of us in here, but you have value as a human being in the world to somebody. And I think that's the truth of the matter is, and I think that's what she needs to talk to someone professional and get in her head that just because she might not get along with all these different groups and go into these different chats and be best friends with this one and that one and that one, just because we might not want to be her friend or whatever, that doesn't mean that she's not a valuable person who has value to someone else and is intrinsically a good person who deserves a good life. And I think that's what she's not seeing. She sees something like, we don't want to be friends with her, or we don't believe her, or she can't clear her name, and suddenly, like, she's worth nothing, everything's wrong, she just needs to go, it's all bad. And that's not true at all, right? I mean, and that's what she's not seeing. Yeah, when I heard myself say that, I was like, dang, girl, that was a good way to put that. You might not have value to us as friends, but you have value in the world. I was like, dang, girl, I see some good stuff sometimes. Well, let me go back and read a little bit. Said so and so can threaten. Yeah. Then yeah. And who was she talking about? Like that, that's one of the things that really, hey buddy, how you doing? My kitty is getting real old. Hi, you down? There you go. He basically no more walking, so you just have to help. I don't want to talk about that. But too many people have that just because someone else did it, it's okay. That, you know, how dare you call me fat, you fat bitch? You can't say that because you're saying that it's okay to do that. And, that's exactly what she said. Well, they can do it and get away with it. Well, did they get away with it? I mean, did she get away with it? I mean, how do we define, someone getting, because that's always the thing that I hear. I hear that all the time. Well, they do it. I hear like Purple say that all the time. Well, those guys do it and nobody gets mad. Well, everybody gets mad at everybody. I don't know what she's talking about when she says that. Like, does not everybody, aren't they yelling at Tony like crazy for what she does? I mean, everybody's yelling at everybody. I mean, like, I kind of like sit outside of those chats and, try and like, and from what I see, everybody's yelling at everybody. I don't think anybody's getting away with anything. I mean, I don't know. Like when people say that, oh, this, like, I don't really know that that's true, that anybody gets a pass anywhere. I, I just don't. I just think one group's way of handling it is not necessarily a logical, factual, educated way. It's more by cursing and swearing and yelling, and that just doesn't come across as well. You all need to be honest with yourselves. No matter what Harper does in your eyes, it's atrocious. It's not true at all. Not true at all. And Frank, I don't want to get into, I don't want to make this a, everyone give Harper a chance, because I think we all have, but you need to realize that in November, I was very much her friend. She sought me out, and she, out of the blue, stopped talking to me, started being friends over there, and basically told me that everything she had told me prior, now that wasn't true anymore. And she totally screwed me over. I mean, so 4 times she came to me, and 4 times I accepted her, and 4 times she's the one who ended it. So I mean, I don't know what you're talking about there, but that's not correct. It's not correct at all. It's not correct at all. So I mean, I understand, but we're going to talk about facts here. And I don't think you know all the facts because you're not in those relationships. So then she said, everyone was telling me I need to stop talking to Frank. Everyone was telling you to stop talking to Frank at that moment. Yeah. People don't necessarily, when you're upset or mad, you don't necessarily get the whole value of what's said. You get pieces of it, and you get the pieces that you want to get, right? You get the pieces that you want to get. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you want to be the bad guy, you will be the bad guy. If it's like what we were talking about, the soft white underbelly guy, right? Like he can do whatever he can for these girls and build them up. But at the same token, if they don't believe they're worth something, they're going to go right back to it, because if you don't believe you're worthy of love, you're not going to be worthy of love, and that's the end of it. Frank, not true. What she has done has caused people not to trust her. Yeah, I think, like, I mean, Frank, what you need to realize is the gravity of what. Hold on, Colleen. Hold on. I see you on purpose. I know, like what, like, so just please, just, a lot happened to me last week, and I need to just get out what I need to get out. So I just appreciate if you just calm down for just a little bit. Okay. Just work with me here. All right. But I know, same shit. I know. But yeah, I mean, no one should thrust what was thrust upon me last week. So like just relax. Well, just give me a moment here. Um Nobody's trying to get you to dislike anybody, Frank. That you're misinterpreting it. You're trying to get us to like her, okay? We're not trying to get you to dislike her. We're trying to get you to just understand the facts of what happened, and therefore why we feel how we feel. Like, it would be nice if you did, you would behoove yourself if, rather than trying to get us to give her a second chance and like her, you said, can you just see why she did what she did from her perspective? Maybe just try and like talk about what happened and why. Because just going at people and saying, you need to give her a second chance, you need to like her, that's too much. I think you need to, I think you need to realize the things that happened to different people. And they're big, big things. They're big, big things. I mean, I had someone come on my panel and hijack it by saying they were going to off themselves. That's a big, big thing. That causes a big, big mistrust. That's, very hard to come back from, right? Um, yeah, I mean, Colleen, I think I've said it enough. So at this point, I'm just going to ignore you saying it because I don't want to be that way because that makes me seem kind of bitchy and I don't want to be bitchy to you. But I've kind of told you, the breakdown of how things go. And, it's going to go how I want it to go. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but I think I've said it enough that here's how it's going to go. And please just wait until it's time. So, yeah, and Frank, we're also not I'm not here to make this the Harper show or the Frank show, or the Colleen show or the anyone show. I'm here to make it a show about the things that are bothering all of us so we can talk about them and feel a little bit better. And, so Frank, if you're just here to like get us to change, like, no, here's the deal. Well, when you say, no matter what I say, you're always going to dislike her, why is that a problem then? If you're not trying to get us to like her, then why is that it's probably true. I mean, no matter what you say, you're probably not going to get the majority of the people to ever like her, trust her, or want to be her friend. So if you're not trying to get us to like her, then I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do, Frank. And I'm just going to end that conversation with this. The other part of the problem is, why are you saying these things and not her? Because that's the problem. She comes in here and blows up a bomb, and then you're coming in and trying to, like, clean up the mess and say sorry for her and stuff like that, right? So, you know, whose phone? What's phone getting on your nerve? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Never mind. Oh, you made me forget what I was saying with your darn phone, Heather. But I know I forgot again. But she should be, if someone's going to be the one to say, "Hey, can I have a second chance and we try and be friends again?" That should be the person who did it, not you. And you also have to realize too, a lot of people care about you. And when we see you treated really badly, that's hard for people too, to see you be treated a certain way and go back to that. Just saying. Just saying, not saying. I know. I'm just speaking my mind too. I mean, here's the reality. I'm probably right when I say at least 98% of the people in this chat will never accept Harper as a friend again. So there really is nothing for you to say. I mean, I don't know what, like Lenny said, I don't know what your end game is, because I don't know what you want to get, but I highly doubt you're not going to get it. I don't know who Harper is, but I will say narcissistic manipulation definitely have a knack for getting others to fight their battles for them. It's true. I mean, it's true. And it is manipulation. Like, especially when you see it's like typical manipulation. When you yell at someone, it's like, I love you, I hate you. Well, 85, but it's high. It's high. I mean, you're probably right. Probably more like 85. I think right at this moment it might be 98. Maybe in another week or two it might go to 85. But point of the matter is, like, and that brings up a good point, saying the 85, because now is not the time. You need to like, calm down for a minute. Like right now, like, whoa, like, I think I said, when I had the hypocrity, and I was saying, like, a true friend, when they get mad at you, they might say, "I'm going to go away for now, but I'll come back." They won't leave you forever, but they'll say, "Hi, Shannon." They'll say, "I'm going to go for now because I'm all," but they'll come back and they'll work things out. And you know, everybody needs to read the room. Everybody needs to read the room. And there's not a lot of that going on. Like a lot's gone down. And a lot of people aren't really reading the room too well. And that's part of the problem. Frank, I don't want to talk about her. I care about you. Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, Eliza has it spot on. I think a lot of people in here don't want don't want to talk. That's not what we would want to talk about. I mean, and at this point, I hope that that chapter is gone. I mean, I think every situation that happens, you know, um, no, that's fine. I mean, like, were you here? Did you see what happened last week? I mean, I have to bring that up. That was crazy. It's 50 million. I think it's 50 million YouTubers and channels. 50 million. Because I read it when it was talking about like what percentage get to 1,000 at what point. And I think, this was like the summer. And I think it was 50 million. There are 50 million channels on YouTube, which is why, do you really think YouTube is interested in like, oh, that one is yelling at that. Oh, you got your name shown. Like, YouTube is making money. And it's sad to say, I don't think YouTube really cares too much about, I've had so many like matches with them. Like, you guys really don't care. Like, is that okay? Well, if it is, that's fine. But you don't care about your creators. And I'm really starting to see their business model. They need to do something fast because they really are showing that their priority is not creators at this point. It's the big money few creators. You do stand corrected. We can Google it. I think it's 50 million. Well, Lenny, I think that's the thing. Like, if she did, she wouldn't get what she wanted. Like, apologize, but most people are never going back. You know what I mean? And it's like, she wants to clear her name. I don't know what that means. I don't know what those words mean. Clear your name. What does clear your name mean? To have people not think it happened? I mean, what is the definition of clearing your name? Because you're never going to make people not remember that it happened. You're never going to make people not have feelings about it and feel differently because of it. I mean, I don't know. What does that even mean? Clear your name. I mean, I should Google it. What does that even mean? I mean, usually we say that in like a murder case where it is, I'm going to clear my name. I'm going to prove I didn't do that. And that's not, that, I mean, I think that's what clear your name is. When I, hear it, that's what I think it means. Like, I'm going to show you I didn't do that. There are more than 114 million active YouTube channels. Holy crap. Wow. Hold on, let me go back. See, this is a good conversation. Let's see. I care about the creators I watch and chat with. Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to realize that YouTube in and of itself is not gonna do what it should do, which is make sure its platform is safe and secure, which means we in and of ourselves need to, it takes a village to, raise a squirrel. We need to kind of police our own little, groups, communities, which means we need to stand up for things because that's what I think is not happening so much. Yeah, but why? Who are any of us to her in the end? Yeah, I mean, well, we're all pawns. I mean, that's the thing. Like, she wants to mean something to us, but we will never mean anything to that. That's the difference. And that's been shown time and time again. So it's like, that's why nobody wants to invest their time because it's like, it's obvious that that's not how we're just being played. I mean, it's a game. It's obvious. Like, I don't know how, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time or the second or the third. It's like, come on, like, let's peg the mental health issues and see the thing for it is. And this is the relationship. And that's not what many of us want. So let's just call a spade and put the fork away. I mean, I don't know why we can't do that. Like, not everybody is meant to be with everybody. They're just not. I mean, not every person is meant to be in every community. Not every person is meant to be liked by everybody. So sometimes you are not going to get along with a certain group of people and you have to accept it and move on. Well, I believe, well, Heather, when I looked, it would have been in June, because I think that's right about when so I mean, and that's a good 6 months. That's a lot. Well, you should look at like a chart of the growth, see where it was like in June, and if it's really grown that much. I wouldn't be surprised if it probably has. Um, Lurkers, tea, and coffee on offer compliments of Queen OG. Like if you ever notice, like I don't really like I don't know why people call people lurkers as if it's some like big bad thing. Like, how many of us, when we started on here, like typed in chat. I mean, I never typed in chat for the longest time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, what's wrong with that? Imagine if all like 90 people here were all talking. That would be mayhem. That would never work. That would never work. Oh yeah, she liked you guys. She was like, that was hey, Mr. Pork, that was an interesting conversation. It was like, she was like, it's really funny. And they're like, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, Jackie, I think that's part of it too. I mean, I mean, I think that like by telling someone like me, can you just, it's like, do you not realize what happened? But, you know, I think too, ain't no one on YouTube will be worth my place at my daughter's wedding. Yeah, I mean, oh, I forgot about all that. I forgot. I mean, first of all, I mean, I hold on, let me just get to the end of chat. Um, I was listening to that, and yeah, I don't think lurker is a bad. To me, a lurker is just someone who is like sitting in the back and not commenting because they're not ready to or don't want to or have like some people just like to watch. There's nothing wrong with it. Some people never ever want to talk. Well, thank you, Oopsie. Oopsie poopsie. I mean, not everybody wants to talk. Like I said, if there were like 90 people all talking at the same time, or like in some like in Justin's chat, imagine if like 500 people were all typing at the same time. Like that would be a really not fun chat. Not fun at all because there's no way you could slow it down. So I mean, you just like you need like a boss and then you need workers. You need chiefs and you need Indians. You need trees and you need shrubs. You need it all. Like if you had all trees, you know if you had all you got to have both. Got to have both. It takes two to do. Know that song? um but there are people who are outspoken. And if everyone was outspoken, that wouldn't. So you need the balance. You need the balance. Everything in moderation. I am here. I do respond. And then there are people who are in the middle. So it takes all kinds of people. You have a migraine. Ooh. Ooh, did you take some? It sounds weird, but have a little caffeine. My son gets ocular migraines, and I always give him like a little bit of soda, like squirt. Oh, I forgot I have a squirt. I got a squirt last week and I totally forgot it because y'all have been here before. No, I like my squirt. And I got a squirt, a real squirt, a Mexican squirt. So apologize. There's nothing more I can do. Well, I mean, see, hold on. I got to get my squirt. I can't believe I forgot my squirt. You guys, I forgot my squirt. Darn it. I even put it in here. Oh, All right. Heather, you're not going to believe. You're not going to believe. It snowed here yesterday. Big snow. Big flake snow. Like, you know how it never snows? It snowed yesterday. Big snow. I don't know. I don't know where global warming went to, but it's not here this year. It snowed big time yesterday. Like it was, I'm sitting right here and that's all window there. And right now there's the thing down. But I saw something out of the corner of my eye and it's not, it can't be hail because I would hear it. I was like, what? And I look, it's huge, fluffy. Oh my God. Maybe I'll get the picture onto here and show it to you. But squirt, it's the best. The West is the best. You know what that song's from? The West is the best. Hold on, Colleen. I gotta have like my hour. Just trust me. See, okay, so here. Okay, I'll tell you one thing about, and my kids know this. I don't like to be nagged. I'm not saying you're a nag, but I tell my kids, ask me once, okay, ask me twice, ask me 3 times. I don't like to be asked over and over again. I get real mad. I get real mad. I'm Italian. I'm Italian. Hey, Soup, how you doing? Liddy, please click on Oopsie. Who is Oopsie? I saw you in Purple's chat. But speaking of which, this was kind of funny. See, this goes to like dumb lies. See, this is the thing. So when someone lies, even if it's a dumb lie, do you then after that think more that they're untruthful about everything? Like how, like when someone to me, when someone lies about something just stupid, like a dumb lie about like, did you make me hot chocolate? And they, lie about it. When someone gives off some sort of dumb lie like that, I kind of question them because if you're gonna lie about something dumb like that, what won't you lie about, right? Like if you're gonna lie about something silly, why wouldn't you lie about the big stuff? So I don't like who's spamming the chat. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose real quick. Who's spamming the chat? All right, Frank. I don't want no. Yeah, we're lucky. Like no, nothing has come out. Yeah, don't. You were not good to Lenny, Frank. That's all I'll say. And you need to realize that when somebody treats somebody really, really wrong, and then somebody, yeah, chill out, call like, and Frank, you too. This is starting to when somebody hurts somebody really badly, that needs to be taken care of before anyone moves forward. So for for you to just say, can you give her another chance, to her feels very insensitive because it feels like you don't understand the depth of how she was hurt. Because it's 90 there. Oh my God. Because to just kind of say, well, there's two separate instances, Frank. There's you and your relationship with people, and then what shouldn't be, but you're trying to take over her relationship with people, right? And you shouldn't have any part of that. Like, you shouldn't be talking about it. You shouldn't be like, you should have no part of that. Like, you should not be speaking for her. You should not be like, I mean, I don't know why you are, like, that's not your place. It's not your place. I don't think. I mean, and, to be honest, like most people aren't there yet. Most people Wait, Oopsie's doxing the channel? Okay, what's going on? Hold on. well, then you're out. Like, then you're out. Then oopsie, oopsie, poopsie, poopsie, you're out. Like, what's up with that? Oopsie. What the F are you doing? Um, but you need to realize people are, I'm going back to see what was said. Um, you got to realize like what happened. I mean, you like, it's like you have no gravity of what happened and what she did to people, So to just kind of say, can you give her another chance? It's like, it just is so like off the cuff and like, oh, can you just give her another chance? It's like, she ate your food out of the refrigerator at lunch break. Like, ugh. It's like, wow, and she ran over my puppy. You can't just like, it's not that easy, like it's a big thing that happened. So, and she really hurt and you really hurt Lenny. I mean, it's just, it's confusing to people. It's confusing. And I'll give you an example of why it's confusing, right? I'll give you an example of why it's confusing. So just not even a week before you well Harper announced that you guys were talking and you had this relationship, you you and I had a conversation after a watch party, and you said how much you disliked her. You went on and on about how horrible she was, how much you disliked her, how much of a liar she was, and you told me all these things about how horrible she was. And not just a few days later, I find out you've had this relationship with her and have been friends with her for much longer than that conversation. So that then makes me feel like, well, what kind of an idiot am I that you're friends with this person while you're telling me how you're not? So here I am agreeing with you because I don't like, realizing like, what were you saying that to me just to like make me look like an idiot, like make me, like that's not a lie. It's not a lie. I mean, we had that conversation. And I mean, who do you think remembers that conversation better? You, who doesn't want that conversation to have taken place, or me, who remembers it quite clearly because it stands out because I feel like an idiot because I got hurt by someone I cared about. I mean, trust me, I remember that conversation very, very vividly. I do. I mean, I remember it very specifically. So, I mean, I appreciate if you don't recall saying it, but it was said. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to fight about like, if you really want to say it's not true, then fine, whatever. But I mean, and it's little things like that. I mean, it's little things like that. I mean, and but I mean, I honestly think, Frank, maybe sometimes you don't remember things that happen. I think sometimes, and we all do this. We all don't want to remember the bad stuff. Our brains are kind of made to cover up the bad stuff. Traumatic things as little kids, we just kind of like our brains cover it up. So I mean, that's fine, but I think you need to give it time. You need to give it time. And that time may be infinity, right? I mean, things happened that were to a level that so, that sometimes there's no coming back from, right? You know, like do you really expect me to come back from someone putting out there that I'm drug addict and a dealer and my dad is, I forget if he was in the mafia or the FBI, but either way, he's dead. So I don't know what he's in, to put out things that people are like Jenna are actually believing I'm a child abuser. How do I get over someone putting out my personal information to everybody, pictures of my children to everybody? Because I didn't give her redacted copies because I thought she was my friend. So she's giving this out. Like, how do I come back from that? How do I come back from the fact that someone has put something out that could potentially put my children in grave danger? That could go to someone who uses that and now has pictures, names, address, potentially very bad situation. How do I come back from someone knowingly doing that to me? How do I do that? I mean, I don't know how you expect me to ever come back from that, because that's the thing. You know, like and it's not about me. You know that you could have hurt those children. Someone could see that who would hurt. That's who you're hurting. And to do that, like that's the and and that's what Harper was saying when she confessed to me. Like if I ever hurt a child, like I could never forgive myself. That was like a moment of like truth that came out. But wait, hold on. Oh my back. The lie was stating that I had been talking to her. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, like you when you talked to me, you said, "Oh yeah, Harper, she's like this, that, and the other thing, and I can't stand her, and blah 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 blah." Meanwhile, you were like, whatever. It doesn't matter which part of it the lie was. It's just, people feel very, very dumb after that. As me, I feel really dumb being like, wow, I'm sitting there like, this person's like, oh yeah, she's this, she's that. And I'm like, oh yeah, she totally is. Meanwhile, like, you went back after that conversation, we're like, ha ha ha, like, look, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, well, why crime was there? Because she I made her go. I couldn't even go look at the video. I made her go because I was like, I don't want to see it. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. I need a minute. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I'm good now. But you need to realize that, yeah, yeah. Remember when I was like, I was like, I don't want to. So I gave her the URL and I was like, I don't want to go because if I go and I see it, I'm going to lose my cookies. And so I made her go. And then she was like, no, it's been taken down or whatever. And then, I talked to the legal department or whatever. And, so, but I couldn't do it myself. I made her go. I was like, I'll give you the URL, type it in. Don't just click, whatever. So you're safe. And but I couldn't look. I mean, think about that. Think about knowing that someone was like, I'm gonna here are emails with the names and pictures and the address and the da da da, and I'm gonna go put it out there to anybody. Who knows? Who knows what creep is out there? Like, oh, that's a tasty little 13-month-old little boy. Oh, there's the address. How many people like that? How many? None? 100? I don't know. How long is that stuff gonna circulate? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look at Jenna. I think she honestly believed that those emails represented me being called out for something. I think she honestly believed that. I don't think she realized that what it was just dumb harassment lie letters that I got. And then I gave it to my BFF thinking like she would help me. And then, she used it against me and trying to send it out, being like, oh, look, here's, you know, research. I mean, and like, come on, if you're going to get some sort of legal letter about, do you really think it's going to have the title like, what was it? It was like all in caps, child abuser. And then it's gonna have like a private picture. Like that picture, I don't don't know where it came from, but it's not on social media. This picture of me, and then it's going to be all like, well, you know what you've done. Like, do you really think that that's the kind of stuff that, when CPS goes after you, they give you, and it's from like a Gmail address? Like, really, you really think that that's like how that works? I mean, no, that's not how it works at all. Like, no, no. And they go into your YouTube, and they get like a snapshot of like your list of. I mean, come on. But I really think that she thought that she was told whatever, and she really thought like, oh, OG's done this, and these people have, she researched it, and this is all the stuff, and I'm going to out her because she's really this person, and I'm going to out her. And she didn't really realize it until during that live, because there was a moment when I could tell she was like, oh crap, oh crap. But thank you for re-victimizing. Thank you for making me have to see that all over again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for how many other people know? How many other people know? Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know, I mean, come on. That's just that's not okay. And yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it was do you guys remember the science girl one where they tried to tell Science Girl that one of the email addresses from one of my emails was something about her? Do you remember when like they went up there and they tried to like do something where like, oh, and this is going after you? Like they tried to involve her somewhere in it because they had looked up one of the Gmail addresses from one of the emails, and the I think the name in the Gmail was like it was like burnt toast something at. So somehow it came up. It was so stupid. And they totally like, yeah, like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Hey, Aaron, there you are. There you are. Oh, and then I never listened to after the Jerry Springer moment. I never listened to what went on after that, but she was saying something there about me going after her daughter. I don't know what the insanity was, but she something about I went after her daughter, and I had signed all these things, so that's how they knew it was me. And so then that's why she was going to go after like it was crazy talk. It was crazy talk. And I was like, what? Like all this stuff that was like I listened to, I was like, oh, now it kind of like doesn't make sense because it was like logical, but I kind of understood why she was saying what she was saying because of the what crazy talk she believed before it. I mean, but it's just you don't know. You don't know the people that are out there. You don't like that's the thing. You think you're on YouTube and you know all these people and they're all your little friendly friends. You don't know who's out there. You don't know who sees that. I mean, how many of those specials have you seen where it's like the girl is talking to like this girl, a friend, she makes friends with this 13-year-old and it's really like a 40-year-old man. I mean, you know, it's, these things happen all day, every day, all day, every day, and you don't know who anybody is, which is why, you know, I really have trouble when people don't cam up, at least, every so often, because you don't know who that is. You don't know who that is at all. I don't know. I'm going to read chat here for a minute here. Oh, hey, Magpie. I mean, yeah, very, very few people really are like, there's no coming back from that. And I'm a really, really forgiving person. I really am. I have a big, big heart and I'm really, really forgiving. But when things start involving my children, like or my family, that's where I draw the line because people can do whatever to me. I'm but when you start doing it and I'm reading chat while I'm talking, so sorry if I sound like a moron, but that's where I draw the line. Because, I really would, I'm like mama bear. Like I really would, die for my children. I really would, whatever, like they are, my life is now theirs. And, so to see someone blatantly, blatantly do that, like that's where, and that's why I got so angry with like Mrs. T and Jenna. It's like you can't keep saying someone's involved with drugs. You can't. You're putting something out into the universe that someone's going to hear who could be a friend of your child, a coworker. There are certain things that you should just be smart enough to not put out into the universe. And that's the thing. When we grew up, if you said something, it went away at a certain point, right? Like it went away. Like you wrote someone a note, wrote your love letter on a note and you gave it to the person and then, it got ripped up and it was like gone forever, who gone forever. No one know where'd that go? Oh, where's the evidence? Oh, it's gone. But now, oh, it's on a server over there and over there and over there and a printout over. Like everything is everywhere forever now. Like that's what we need to realize. So you can't, you can't do this thing where you put out just random crap that hurts. You have to think ahead, right? I feel no need to come up, listen to us or don't. Well, I get that point. I mean, and when I first said it, someone asked me about heels because I was like, I have trouble with it. And they're like, what about heels? And I get that point, and I do respect all of you, but there it and here's the thing, like I'm just going to be honest. I feel differently about you guys even though you don't cam up than I do like Purple or Heidi who don't cam up. For some reason, I feel differently about both of you. Even though both of you came up similarly. Well, you guys are even less. But I for some reason, and I don't know if it's just maybe it's a prejudice thing because I like you and I'm inherently flawed like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I inherently feel a trust with you guys that I don't feel over here. And I know a good portion of it. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's because a good portion is the not seeing, but there is the other part of just like you just say shitty asshole things and you're an asshole. So I just I don't know. Maybe that's it. And I think it's just the cam up because that's the majority part. I don't know. But I do feel differently about you guys. I don't know. I don't know. What did Polly have? If what I have to say is really well, I get that. There is part, and maybe it's an old school part. And like I said, when I really think about it and I really question myself, like I feel different. Like you guys never came up. But if someone said to me, "Do you trust them? Do you respect them?" Like, yes, I do. I respect her. I trust Eliza. But she never comes up. And when I talked about this the other time, someone it was right at the end though, I had to go, question me about heels. And I was like, well, oh shit. Yeah, like I do like her. Like crap, you just totally like put a hole in my balloon. Like, oh, damn it. You just you just ruined my like little analogy there. But it's true. For some reason, I feel differently. And maybe it's because I also like what you have to say, or I feel like I'm on level with you. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But so I guess clearly you ruined my little thing about camming up. Thanks for that. But I think there is a majority of it. There is a big portion of trust that goes along with camming up. But clearly there's another portion because clearly you don't and I feel different. So thanks for ruining what I was saying. But oh, I just had something that was really good that I was gonna say about it. Damn it. No, I gotta get it back. It was really good. Damn it. Oh, I think though, as an older generation, I think we're more apt to be untrustworthy of what we can't see. And I think that that's more like my generation, and that by my kids will probably not think about that at all. But I think there's something about like crank calls and stuff where like if you couldn't see it, there was something shady about it. And I think we're the last generation to feel that way. So, I mean, so I guess I have to backtrack. It's not just the not seeing. But I mean, there is a good part of that. But I think the other part is just like what you say. Yeah, you ruined what I was saying there. I had my whole like thing out, my scientific, here's my hypothesis. I did. I had my hypothesis and I went to do my experiment and you shitholed my experiment there, Eliza. You totally ruined it. Now I have to change my results. Thanks very much. Anyway, I agree. Broke my heart for Breeze. Oh, wait. So let me go back because you guys, my neck really. Oh, hold on. Are you guys, Eliza, are you guys going live today after this? My neck hurts. Let me read chat for a minute. Oh, but let me know if you guys are going live or not. All right. Eliza, talk to me. You're talking to other people. Tell me if you're going live or not. So y'all are having your own conversations over there. I'm just kidding. All right, let me read. Oh my gosh, you guys. I got all into no, not today. Okay. I got all into like nail art. Like nail art. Like nail doobie doos. Like little like so you can't see that with that. I got into like nail thingamajiggies. See, I'm trying to like for my like members only lives and stuff, do like different things, like fun things, like and so I did like tried some nail art and I bought some crazy new clothes that should be interesting to try on. Just wait till you see them. I don't know. That was not a fart, by the way. That was my foot on this thing back here. I just had to say that. Wait, let me go back up because hold on. Can't it snowed 2 days ago. Can you freaking believe that? I don't know what's going on with our world. I don't know. Hey, cracking asses. I don't know what's going on with the world. Who was talking about backup channels today? Um, Aaron, did you get into the Discord? Did you actually get in? Yeah, Eliza, she said she was woken up out of bed to get on panel. And then they said that that something about this name. And then so I went back through the emails because I have the emails and I went through. I mean, and I could show it to you. It's really funny. And the thing was she showed the picture and I saw the picture and you do this one Gmail address. She triggered my friend. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. You can't talk about, and I'm really glad. Like I'm really thankful that you guys were smart enough to put in all like the prevention numbers and everything like that, because like being up here, I mean, my mind was going so many ways. It was like, I inherently did not take it seriously because there had been another time and this was this was during the summer where I'm not even gonna get into it, but like it was one where like came to be in it was just like this time like came to like oh let's be friends and then eventually like poo poos and throws me to the curb or whatever and this happened during the summer and that's how it ended and it was during the summer and like I couldn't I wasn't responsive enough so like I got this text. It was on Hooch McCooch WhatsApp. And it was, it had a song. It was like in high school when you have a song. It was like a song, and it was like, well, I guess you don't have time for me anymore. So I'll just listen to this song until I fall asleep forever. It was like one of those, like like what? And I didn't read it for like, a few days. And then, you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, like, is this really, da da da, and da da. And it's like, no one wants to be in that position. So, I wrote her and I was like, what are you talking? Like, what? I have family here. I'm sorry you're not like, so when I saw that, um, Well, I'm Pacific and it's almost 2 o'clock here. So you're Central, so you would be 4 o'clock, right? Because there's Pacific, Mountain, Central, East. Hey, stars. I'm gonna start asking Katie about that because, like, for the longest time, every live she'd be like, "What time is it for me?" I was like, "Add 3 hours to it. I'm always Pacific. You're always East. Add three," and I would just make fun of her every time. It was hilarious. Have you all seen the made up shit hitting the small channels? Misinformation station. What small stuff? Because we're here to talk about liars. I kind of forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about liars. And the first liar I was going to talk about, obviously, was, our little friend here who, how do we, that's the thing. How do we know what is a lie and what isn't? And that's why it's so hard to come back from that. Because how do you know? How do you ever trust again? How do you ever trust again? I mean, you know, I had someone who, I mean, we all know the little fake video thing that caused a ruckus, caused someone to put my whole full name out there. Thank you. Thank you very much for, like, thank you. And for some reason, I keep going back and forth with YouTube and I give the timestamp and they're like, we don't see anything. I'm like, you don't see that name right there? That's not a problem for you? You don't hear the person say, like, we're about to, see that? I'm like, you don't see that and hear, we don't, like, they're so dumb over, you're dumb, YouTube. If you hear me, you're dumb. They don't, and so, like, I've gone back like 7 times and I can't get it taken out. So that's great. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for just putting my full name out there. Did I see Pooh's new video? No, I haven't seen it yet. No. Is it? Well, I can look at it real quick. But I mean, that stuff makes me mad. Like, whose name is out now? You can put it in the chat if you want. I don't want to take views away from him. So why don't you you should just if you put it on recyclical, you know, like, so it's like a recurring payment. Well, so that was the okay, so someone put it in the chat and then I'll look at it because I want to see it. Let's see. Liars, no receipts, just hearsay. Oh, air all out. Oh, I have a link for that. I think. Hold on. I thought I did. I thought I like saved the link somewhere. Do. If anyone has it, put it in. What did you suggest, Bubblegum? Um, oh gosh darn it. I swear did anyone put it in yet? I'm looking for it. I know I had it somewhere. Um, um, and I can't believe, like, that's the other thing. Dumb lies. Like, why, like, people who make dumb lies. Like Karen with the whole fire and ice. Like, why lie about something like that? Like, does someone have it? Oh, yeah. I swear I had it. Now I don't see it. Is it up here? No, I don't see it. All right, I'll find it. What is it all oh, there you go. Good, because I couldn't find it. All right, let me just look at it real quick. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. Like, why does everybody have to be so angry? That's another thing. Why does everybody have to be so angry? Like, it totally removes your credibility when you talk like that. You can have a conversation without talking like an ignoramus. You can. Like, you don't have, like, that's, I originally had the title of the video. Like, if you talk loudly and curse and be ignorant, your lie will be believed, because it's true. It's true. Oh yeah, we all gotta rally around why crime, because that's no bueno. But I mean, yeah, and if you talk like, but someone knows they're doing wrong when they say, I said that, but it's not racist because I asked someone. Well, clearly you you know, uh, thought of that. You thought it was going to be, so you asked someone. So you already. But should we let Drinky drink up to just have something to say about Harper, and we're done with Harper? Is Drinky drink here? Should we let Drinky drink up for a second and just talk about what she wants to say about Harper? That's just a bad remote. Let me know, you guys. Um, okay, here we go. Are you here, Drinky drink? So sounds so weird saying that. Uh, um, I don't know if you're here, but if you're here, there's a link. Yeah, there's a link for you. Are you asking that to me? Same shit? Because I don't know. I mean, I think you can do it once or twice, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's your best friend and they're just knowing best friend. I don't know. That link's for you. Drinky drink. All right, just show me your face just once so I know you're not porn bombing me. And then you can turn it away. Or I'll just do this. Hold on. Okay. Like,
How are you,
hello.
darling?
How are ya?
How are you,
Are you,
darling?
there you go. How's it hanging?
How are you, darling?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, not too
I know
bad.
this has been hard on you, so I'm sorry for that.
What was that? Sorry, darling.
I know this has been hard on you, so I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You've been so lovely to me, and I'll never ever take that away from you. You really have been lovely to me. You know, behind the scenes, you know, we emailed, haven't we? So, and I've realised you're a nice person. So,
Well, I think I'm a nice person.
you seem like a nice person, darling.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. When you hear something about someone,
Yeah.
that, one thing I say is I will never judge someone on someone else's opinion, because that's their opinion. And, maybe you don't get along with that person, and that's good reason for you to have that opinion. But that doesn't mean, two other people won't. So, you
Yeah,
always
that's right,
just have to
darling,
do
yeah.
your homework,
Of
because you
course.
never know.
But no, I just think you're a lovely, lovely person. I don't care what anyone else says on here. I just think you're lovely. And you've been nothing but lovely to me.
Well, I mean, I remember that first, you're like, is this really you? Because you just wrote me a long email. I'm like, I do that all the time. I really do.
I
Like,
know,
look
I
at my
love your
stuff. I probably,
emails. I love
huh?
your
Oh,
emails.
the comments, the comments.
You've been wonderful to me. The emails you sent me, I love them. Thank you.
Well, I think all of us, I mean, one thing about this group of women is they're all kind to everybody. I mean, we've let everybody on here. And, like people might not agree. I mean, when I started this, the whole thing was, I came on here from Twitter as an anti bullying, anti go real life channel. And, my first live, the whole thing was, I didn't have any mods for the first 2 or 3 live streams. And, the whole thing was as long as you can talk respectfully to each other, and as long as there's no, hate speech or racist, everybody's fine. And, I always say I have like the laziest mods in the world because they don't have to do anything really ever because I don't get trolls, I just don't. And when I do get one of them, we just kind of like joke around with them and they go. I mean, we don't get that here. Everyone's always, fine.
That's good. That's really good. Yes, lovely.
But how are you doing?
I'm okay, darling. I'm okay. I've got a lot of things that I have to deal with, but just like everyone else, we all have things to deal with.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. And I've got my little cat Ginny here, who I adore. So she's here with me. So I'm okay, darling. How are you? You okay?
It will all get worked out, in time.
Are you
I
okay,
think
darling?
what?
Are you okay, darling?
Are you talking me? I'm okay. I'm great. Are you okay?
That's good. I'm glad. Can you hear me? I'm
I
sorry,
think
darling.
no, you're
I'm
fine.
gonna do a poll. Gonna do a poll.
I
Can you hear
I think one I think one thing we don't do is we don't hold firm to, like right now, and this isn't saying anything to Harper or anybody, but just in general, somebody does something and, we get lax about it instead of, making that person pay for whatever they've done, apologizing, whatever, we just kind of like in time, we let them back in and things don't get worked out. So it happens again. And I
me?
think, as a community, we need to kind of say, we're not going to sit around and have people who are just lying and doxing. And, like we need to be done with the bullshit behavior. Like it needs to go. It's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah,
imagine if this was, like in an office and we all work together. Would any of this be, okay to do? Nothing like this would happen. So why do we let it happen here? Oh, cracking asses, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we cracking asses said she lost her brother.
yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hey
no.
Tony.
Oh, I'm so
Everybody put some
sorry.
prayer for cracking asses.
I'm so sorry, darling. I'm so sorry.
But I think, like this most streams need to be caring streams, like this right now, we're all here to comfort someone. And it should be like this all the time, you know? Like, every once in a while there's conflict, but it's like every stream from everybody is fighting about this and that and the other thing. And it's just like exhausting. It's exhausting, you
Yeah.
know? And then people don't want to be here. So then someone like cracking asses who like needs to come to the community because now she like needs support, like doesn't because it's like I don't want to go there. People are just yelling and fighting. It's no fun, you know.
That's right,
So
yeah.
but we need to hold firm to what, we need to be like, if people are being assholes, we need to just say, you're being an asshole, go away, just not,
And it's like, what,
after.
the respect to Frankie. I'm so sorry, darling. I know what it's like to lose a loved one. I've lost 2 babies, so I know what it's like to lose loved ones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, who had
uh,
said that? I remember.
yeah,
Someone said that too. Someone said something about that. Was it Harper who said something? No, Heidi said something about that. Yeah, like people can't say stuff like that. Like you have to think about what you say before you say it. Because you're not just in a room with like your
what do you
buddy.
mean? What do you
Hundreds of
mean? What
people,
did
if not
Heidi
thousands, are
say?
going to hear you. You
What did
can't say
Heidi
that
say,
stuff.
darling? Heidi didn't say she lost children.
No, she said something that a lot of people got triggered by, I think, is what I heard.
Okay. I think Heidi, um, everyone has a go at her, but she hasn't really done anything that wrong. Do you
I think
know?
she said something that some people got triggered by. I wasn't there, but
Mhm.
I think it's just the point that we need to think about what we say before we say it.
Of course you
You
do, yeah. And lots of people have accused Heidi of all sorts of things, and that's not right. Because no one has
I think,
proof of it, or
it would be nice if we could all just move on and stop.
exactly,
It seems like things just keep getting brought up again and again and again and again, and it's
exactly,
like
darling, yeah. It's
Groundhog
awful.
Day.
That's awful. And also, Purple and Tony. I love Purple to bits. She's been really, really good to me, Queen OJ. She really has.
Yeah.
She's so lovely to me. But, her and Tony, both of them should stop it, in my opinion.
Well,
'Cause
I
it's like,
mean,
they're, you know, going against each other all the time, and no one's going to stop. So,
yeah, it needs to stop. And like it's hard when everyone gets, when you respond, then now you're starting it, and then the other, it just somehow there needs to be like ceasefire, go to your sides,
exactly, yeah.
just stop. And that's really hard. It's really hard, especially when, again, some really horrible things have been done that it's hard to come back from. I mean, I think for Tony, she's the one who's gotten the horrible things that have happened to her, and so, I think, I don't want to say, but she's been more victimized. And so it's hard for her to just, not respond back, you know, like, so, maybe if, you know, Purple and Heidi can
But
just stop,
Tony's,
and
like me.
let her say
She's
her
lost,
piece, it can go.
yeah, Tony's like me. She's lost a child, and that's very, very hard to deal with. Very hard to deal with. But
Yeah.
she keeps, accusing Purple of doing all sorts of things, and Purple's never done
Yeah.
that. Queen OJ.
Well, I don't want to get into, because
No,
I
of
think
course not.
everyone here has, what this one did and that one did, and we could go on
Yeah,
forever about, you
yeah,
know,
it's
but
ridiculous.
I think the message just needs to be, it needs to end. Like when you're
Yeah,
hearing people say something, I'm going to
they
go back
probably
10
both
years for
need to end
FOIAs. It's
it.
like, just end.
Yeah. They both need to probably, I don't know, both stop it. And it's very, very sad. It's you know, very sad.
Yeah. I think, you know, everybody needs to realize, like it or not, everyone seems to want to, like, I'm better. I was hurt more. Da, 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 da. I'm more disabled. But like at the end of the day, she had something done to her that, not many people can understand. And you have to, give her some, I don't know the right word for it, but you need to give her some space on that. Like that, it's not an equal fight there at all. Like just drop.
What do you mean?
It's
What
not equal.
Tony
Just let it
lost
go.
her son? Do you mean, is that what you mean, darling? Tony lost
What?
her
Say that
son?
again.
Is that
What?
what
Say
you
that again.
mean? Tony
Yeah.
losing her son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what has been done to her is beyond horrible. And I think
And what has
when
actually been done to
she's
her,
hearing
though?
people liken it to a phone call or something, that's not the same.
What has been done to her, though? I don't understand. Because no one's done anything to her.
Well, I don't think you know the history of what has happened. So there's a big history there and I don't think you know all of that back and stuff. And and I don't think this is the place to bring it all out, but
Okay,
there's a
so.
lot of history between all of us that I don't think you really know. And you don't need to. You don't need to. I mean, because
No.
hopefully, it would be nice if, we can just squash it and move forward,
But the thing is, yeah,
and move
because
people like,
you shouldn't be, Queen OG,
yeah,
you shouldn't be, if lost a child is terrible. I've lost 2 children. I know how terrible it is, but it shouldn't make you bitter because that's silly. Because when you lose your child, it's like the most terrible feeling in the world. But you shouldn't. I know lots of people. Everyone's different. I know, but you shouldn't turn turn it to bitterness. You know what I mean? It's
well,
sorry,
I just think it
darling.
needs to
Sorry.
end. Yeah, I think it would just be nice if it, and I think Tony would like it to, you know, but it's hard when, people keep, I don't know.
But
I'm not the,
Purple has not done anything that terrible. She really hasn't, Queen OJ. She really, really hasn't. She hasn't done all that. What Tony said. She hasn't gone on about her son or anything like that. And they're
well,
actually sad to hear that. Uh,
well, I don't think this is the time to,
no, of course
I don't know.
not.
I don't
Sorry,
want to go
darling.
through all of that because it's,
Yeah,
we're going to get into a really big he
yeah.
said, she said, and like so much has happened, and we could go to the end of time. This one did this one, and it
Thanks,
doesn't,
darling.
things like that don't help. Things
Let's
like that are
change the
never going to help
subject.
going
I
forward.
want to tell everybody how lovely you've been to me in emails. You're
What?
lovely. How lovely you've been. The emails you sent me. You've been so lovely
Yeah.
to me. And
Well,
I think you're a lovely, lovely person.
I think, at this point, so much has happened. Even what we were saying with Harper, like so much has happened. It's
Yeah,
relationships may never be mended, and sometimes at a certain point you just have to like just move forward and just you don't have to be best friends. Just realize you each other exists and just move on. Just move
yeah.
on in some way. You know.
I mean, what you said to
So
me in one of your last email to me, you know, people on YouTube, they're not real friends. They are friends. Um, you do get to know them, and you think a lot of them. And I've got a little internet daughter, but they're not like real life friends. Of course, they're not.
yeah, well, I think you can get to be real life friends with friends on YouTube, but I think there's a bigger process that needs to happen because there's so much about someone when you meet someone in real life, that it takes much more time to know about that person. Like everyone from the tavern, when they met for that first time, it was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like it was like, the people on the beach, like running towards each other, like, ah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
But, you know, so many relationships on YouTube just so quickly just get like, it's like one fight happens and it's just like they get thrown away,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
in real life you try a little harder to mend them. But I think on YouTube, it's much harder to get a good relationship, you know?
I mean,
You
I've
can
got
do it, but I think it takes more.
I don't go on YouTube to make friends. I mean, YouTube friends, yes, and I've got a YouTube daughter, Misty C, who I adore.
Mhm.
Um, but in real life, I've got the most wonderful friends. So I haven't got the best family, but I've got the most wonderful friends, and they're the family I choose. You know, so. But yeah, YouTube, it's a strange thing for me, but there are some people that have been lovely to me, some people that have been awful to me. But I misjudged you, darling, I really did, because you know, the emails you sent me have been so lovely, and you're a really nice person, and I thank you for that.
Well, I Uh, I think everyone should try and do this a little bit more. Just judge each person on themselves. I think we so quickly judge people on other people's opinions, and we miss out. And then,
Yes.
we get so many things wrong by just not giving people a chance. We get stuck in that, like so many people are like, I don't watch that person. I don't watch that person. Well, maybe you should. You might learn something, and you might meet a good friend, so, but so many people get into that, well, this is my friend and they don't like that person, so I can't like that person. And, I mean, it's, yeah, being nice is free and it helps you to not get wrinkles. When you frown, you get wrinkles. So stay young and just
I've got loads of
nice little
wrinkles.
smile. You don't get as many wrinkles when you start to, then you get wrinkles.
Nah, true.
Hey, Daphne. I like that. Being nice is free. Being nice is free.
Yeah.
Being nice is very free. So many things
Crap,
are very free.
you don't know
Being
your
mean,
age.
really,
You said your age,
being
didn't
mean is
you?
not good.
How old are you?
What?
You
What?
said your age, I think. You don't know
My
your
age?
age. Yeah,
I'm 50. I'm
you
50.
do not 50. Wow.
Um, I am.
Well, I'm 60,
Unfortunately,
62, and I look my age.
well,
But
I've
you
never
look
seen you, but I have a
wonderful.
feeling you look just fine. See, I hate like people. Well, that goes with the camming up. Like people should not cam up just because of how they look. Like I hate when people feel that way because everyone is beautiful in their own way. Like I hate when people feel like I don't hate it. That's not the right word. I wish that people didn't feel that way. I wish there was some way to like make people not feel that way and not, because people get to know you so much better sometimes. I mean, it doesn't have to, but I'm a talker with my hands. I hate my voice. I'm a hand talker. So for me, I think people get to know me better if they, can see me. And that
You're
doesn't happen
part
for everybody,
Italian,
but
aren't you?
what?
You're part Italian, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think
My
you're
my grandmom was my nonna. Yeah, she was Italian. So I've got Italian blood in me.
well, we, they say like my mom used to be like, sit on your hands, and like I would try, but I would still just be like, I can't. I have to like, I don't
Yeah.
know why. There was someone last week who was like, can you
Bless
just sit
you.
still? And I was like, I can't. I can't. This is part of my speech. I don't know why, but it is. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's part of being Italian. It's strange, actually. I mean, I'm not actually Italian, but my nonna, yeah, she was Italian, so yeah, I think it's probably passed down in the blood.
Well, everyone always asks if I'm Northern Italian because I seem like I'm lighter skinned, but I'm not. I'm actually like Rome. But my whole, like, if you saw the rest of my family, they're all total, like, you know, Sopranos looking, dark hair. Like, they totally have the Sopranos thing. I don't know where I came from, but Like I came out with blue eyes, lighter colored hair. I'm like, I don't know what you were doing in the 60s there, mom, but I don't know how I came out because you can tell I have the same features, but like I have this one picture of my grandfather and he's got the hair, like he just looks like he stepped right out of the Sopranos movie. I mean, it's just like
Oh, bless. Oh,
crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But isn't that's supposed I think that's my mafia grandfather, according to the rumors. The rumors. See, that's the other thing. When rumors happen about when people lie about you, you just gotta like you can't keep it going. Like that's the other thing. Like I have heard so much about like Heidi needs to just not talk about like I have only heard about her through herself. Like you just can't you gotta like you can't feed into the lies. Feeding into the lies is the worst thing you can do. Like I don't know who said the pill and the gun thing. Like I've only heard that from her. So, if she didn't talk about it, no one would. So, sometimes we
well,
need
I tell
to,
you who did
we
that.
don't do ourselves any favors.
It was the Purple Tavern did that about her, saying that she was a gun and all that. So it was them that did that.
Hey,
But I
Brown Crip.
tell you what, I love
What?
Heidi to bits. She's lovely, honestly. She emails me and we talk, and I don't talk to her on the phone, but she emails me, and she's a good person.
Well, I'm glad you guys have a good relationship because it's very important, and I think,
And she's
on
a good
YouTube,
person.
you can tell
Why
that
do,
you
why
can be
do,
sensitive. So, what?
can I say, why do everybody not like her? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, a lot's gone down with her that, like I said, there's a lot of history that I don't think you know about. And a lot of stuff has gone down. And, it's not my place to tell it to you. But,
Okay.
I mean, she has done a lot of things to a lot of people that a lot of people are angry about. So, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything. I'll just say that. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm glad you guys get, and like I said, just because, she has a bad relationship with everybody doesn't mean that, you two can't get along and have a commonality, So,
Well, I love her. I adore her, and I can't imagine her being horrible. I just adore her. And I adore Purple too. I really do.
well, I think maybe because you guys talk about different things. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
Purple
what it
and
is, but
Heidi have been nothing but good to me. But, not everybody, is the same. Not everybody can feel the same about people. So,
exactly. I mean, you have had a pleasant experience and a good time and you have a good relationship and that's great, but I have had nothing but a horrible time, so I feel differently and that's totally fine. Like there's no reason
yeah.
that I mean, you just
I
I
mean,
hate the saying agree to disagree, but you know
Harper, I didn't really get to know her very well. I, I, I actually had a really bad feeling about her anyway. I didn't say anything,
you what
uh, but it was right. And you told me about her a little bit as well, and you were right. Yeah, I should have listened to
yeah,
you, darling.
I don't know what's going
Wow,
to happen with that
what
whole
is wrong with
situation, but
her? Why is she doing all this?
I don't know. I mean, uh, like I think a lot of people right now wonder if it's even true. If it's, and that's the thing that I was saying in the beginning about liars in general. It's once someone lies about little things, then, what big things are, if they can lie about the little things, they can lie about the big things. And then once they lie about a few big things, then it's like you can't trust anything. So it's like, is she really gone now, or is this another, falsehood? Like when we don't know. Is she really gone, or is this another, fake story? Nobody
Yeah,
knows,
it's
and
spirals.
nobody's gonna believe. You know, like everyone's very guarded now.
And I will say, Frank, I always loved Frank, always loved him
Yeah.
until he started being nasty on Purple Channel, and he was really, really nasty to them. But I still love him. And what she did to Frank on Susan's channel was disgusting, really
Yeah, I didn't see
disgusting.
it, but I heard about it. I heard it was really bad.
Yeah. He doesn't
And
deserve that, doesn't. And it's really strange. She said he threatened to slit her throat, and then they were good friends. So I don't understand. I really don't.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. When someone has that in their heart, it's hard to then do anything else. It's like once it's like when you're at a bar and you go pee the first time. Once you open the seal, it's never going to be closed again.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true. Yeah. I'm really glad I didn't
never.
get close to her. She even told me to. There was a really, really lovely lady um, uh, called Echo. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Oh yeah.
Living my best life at 60. And
I have never met her, but I know of her.
she's so lovely, and she's got a lovely channel. But Harper told me not to go there. She did, and I didn't think anything of it. She just said to
Yeah.
me, "Don't go there." Then I found out all this. So, wow, she's a piece of shit. So,
Well, like I'm not part of that group at all, so I don't really know any one of them.
no,
But
I mean, not Echo. The bless her, she's gorgeous, lovely lady.
yeah,
But I mean, Harper is a piece of shit for what she's doing. It's terrible,
yeah.
really
I mean,
terrible.
yeah. I don't know if she can come back from this, and quite honestly, I hope she can't. I mean, that might be
Yeah,
bad
that's
to
it.
say, but I mean, I really hope that. I really hope. I really hope. But my dear,
I
I
think
think
she,
Jackie wants to come up, so I'm gonna say thank you and let you go, and I'm gonna bring Jackie up if that's okay.
okay,
But I
darling,
love
you
talking to
take
you.
care.
Well,
And I'll
email
take
me
you a
later,
lovely
okay?
person. And guess what?
Well, thank you. All right.
I
Well,
think you're
email me later
beautiful.
and okay. Thank you. All right. It was fun talking to you.
You too, darling. Bye.
Bye, sweetie. All right. Jackie, are you coming up or are you not? I got to go to the bathroom. Is what I got to go again. I'm not from anywhere particular. Oh, yeah, Brown Crayon. Who are you? Who are you, Brown? Well, I got to go to the bathroom real quick. So, regardless of anything, I need to go. I need to go because I drank that whole thing. I had my drink. Oh my goodness. So, my 24-year-old cat is no bueno. Is no bueno. Just in time before you have done something wrong. What did you do wrong now? Nessie. Oh my God. Oh no, it's fine. Let him go do that and he can. So I'll tell you about my poor kitty. I'll tell you about my poor kitty. So he's going to be 24 soon. And he just started not really being able to walk. He can't really walk. So he used to have a ramp to go on the bed. He can't really do that anymore because he might fall off. So he's like got an area in front of the fireplace because he loves the fireplace. And he's got like piddle pads in his litter box over to the side. And he kind of like moseys over, but I kind of need to pick him up and help him. But he's really happy and comfortable and like he just needs help walking. So, and this happened to one of my other cats, and he lived for the longest time, like just gooching around. Someone needs to make a little stand that the cats can be on, like a wheel thing. Didn't someone make that for a dog where they had like a wheel thing, like to use with their legs? Like, wasn't there like, yes, I think we all had fun with Colleen up, and we will have to do that again, maybe next week. What do you got? Fluffy nuts. Fluffy nuts. No fluffing of the nuts. I have all of my cats are like crazy, love life, and refuse to go. Like they just refuse to go. Refuse. So my one cat, Taz. Oh, Sam's the feral cat in the garage. He's great. He lets me get close to him now. He won't let me touch him. So I think one of these weekends I'm gonna let him out. That should give you a little idea of who I am. Well, you could be a couple people because there are a few of you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we like Frank, I think like can it just all go away? It's all go away. Like about it. Like I mean it is what it is. It is what it is. But I mean no, nothing's gonna change right now. I mean, nothing's gonna change right now. Oh my God, that was really loud. Like nothing's gonna change right now. That's the other thing. And I think Italian girl, you're probably right. Nothing's gonna change right now. So when you have little lies, people question you. Fluffiness, I told Bubblegum, what's the new word? What's the new word? Oh gee, it's a new account. I know it's a new account, but Kimmy still has an old account. I was not typing anything you were talking about immediately. Manky Fudd. What's Manky Fudd? Oh, why crime is up? I didn't even notice. All right. Do you want to stay? Okay, so I'll do it like this. I'll keep your like here. Okay, here we go. I didn't know you were down there.
Hey, how are you?
How long have you been there?
Just like a minute, maybe.
I didn't even notice.
We
So
never
how
got
are
to
you?
speak actually like this, have
Wait,
we?
hold on. I have to make you louder or something.
Okay. My voice
Or
is
I need
really
to talk
soft.
quieter.
I try to talk louder,
Right.
but it just my voice is really soft. It doesn't carry.
Yeah, no, you're hold on, let me automatically adjust. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now say something.
Hello, hello.
Oh, that's way better.
Oh, it is? Okay, good.
Oh, wait.
Good. I just wanted to say hey.
Well, it's good to talk because I hadn't talked to you for the longest time, and
I
like
know.
so I don't really pay attention to that like community, so I had no idea what was going on over there.
Oh
But
my. Yeah.
geez, Louise, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not
it's gotten
not
bad.
like yeah, like you guys were such. I mean, I don't want to be here to like but I mean, you guys were such. But I can what you're saying, I can totally see it. Can
Oh
totally see
man.
it.
We have to be
I
careful.
mean,
Like when you get to be, thinking you're friends with somebody on YouTube. Oh man, and they can
I
turn out
mean,
to be like the worst person like ever. You know, you have to be careful.
I really never thought, I would have never thought it. I mean, now in retrospect, I can see it, but I don't think I would. And I mean, you guys know who we're talking about, right? Like we're talking about ELP, if you don't
Yeah.
know. But I mean, does everyone know the story? Is it widely known what's going on?
I mean, we were friends for, I mean, well, we talked well over a year. It just
Yeah.
completely like caught me off guard. Like it, I don't know. One day everything's fine, and the next it's everything's bad. And then like he's just been like out to destroy me. Um,
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I'm gonna put your link down. So, I mean, if you want, you can explain a little bit about what, like, I don't know who knows what, but she was friends with another creator who completely, I mean, you can say what you want to say, but I think there are people who are like, what are those two nutbags talking about?
I know I've been hanging out, but a lot of the people that you guys have been chatting about, I don't have a clue. So I'm learning, sit back and listening. But yeah, I mean, they
Yeah, you
probably don't
can,
want to hear about it. The moral of the story is just be careful. Like, they can seem like people can present themselves one way to you,
yeah,
and they're completely different. Like,
they are.
I,
And you never know.
mhm.
And how do you get people to stop being like that? I'm trying to find your, uh, I'm sub to you, but you're on the bottom somewhere because you don't post a lot. But I mean, and you never know because, that is a person who I never would have saw it. And, then you get to the point of, if you fight back, does that make it worse? You know?
Right. Yes.
And I'm totally I'll fight back. Like I'll do whatever. Like I'm fighting back. Obviously.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I definitely have.
yeah.
um,
I mean, and that's good. Like
yeah.
this.
But then
So
I
you
noticed
probably
though
don't know the
people
backstory, but
people
go
didn't want to
ahead.
hear about it. People even with I was putting it on my channel, but I noticed like people just didn't. They're like, he's irrelevant. They don't want to. It was like get back to true crime. Like, so.
But
Uh,
you can't like that just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, I mean, that's just I mean, you can't do that. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about with the lies. Like then it just keeps going and going.
mm-hmm.
I mean, where does it stop? It doesn't stop. If you're going to let it keep going, then it's just going to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I mean, oh, I'm reading about, I mean, that's the thing. And one of the hardest things, though, is when you have people in different countries. You're like, I mean, you really can't do anything. Probably,
Well,
I would assume.
we will see. I'll just leave it at that for now. Um,
Well, I just,
it
like you're
depends
so
on what
sweet. You're
what
one of
the
the
other person
sweetest people
does.
I've met, and like it just makes me mad.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Like
what they did to
people
you, like,
always go after the sweet people.
yeah, yeah. I never did anything to him. I mean, and it's like
I've never
what
done
you were
anything to
accused of.
anybody.
Like, I've been accused of being a pedophile, a a deviant that dresses up in furry costumes.
Yeah,
It's just
that's just
unreal. Like how, why can't if he had some kind of issue with me, why can't he just be like, you know what, I don't want to talk to you anymore? No, people
right.
like him, they are out to destroy the other person. Like they can't just end a friendship and move along. Um, and I don't
I
understand
mean,
that.
hey, I am on a live. Yeah, I mean, it just when you said it all, it was kind of, shocking. And when you are friends with someone for so long, like, why can't they just end it nicely? Why do people have to, put all the, like with me, it's like, why do you, like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. That's fine. Like, that's fine. But why do you
Right.
have to like go to that level? Like there's a level of like, why do you have to go all the way there?
Mhm.
And it's not, and you're not gonna hurt me. And everyone's like, oh no, it's like that's who you're gonna hurt. And so it's unimaginable that adults, these are adults who should
Mhm.
be raising children and teaching them what's right, and they're acting worse than children. It's ridiculous.
Right. And it seems like that personality is very much drawn to being a YouTube creator. The egos, they're just
Yeah.
there's so many very egotistical, and very narcissistic, and they love their cult followings, and
Yeah.
the kind that will gripe at their subscribers if they see them in another chat, like it's just
Yeah, I had someone do that. I had someone do that to me, and I was in a chat, and I realized, and this isn't Hopi at all, but and I was like, do I not have a wrench anymore? And it was just like, and they had a problem with another creator, and I was friends with both. And I remember when I went in, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm still going to have a wrench, or if she's going to, because she had said something like, if any of you are go over there, I'm done with you. And so I was like, I wonder if, she's going to be that kind of person who just like, if I've seen you over there, then, it's like, that's so 5-year-old. I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. I put her channel in there in the chat. Is that what you guys are talking about? But yes, brown crayon is Kimmy. Can't believe you guys took so long to figure that out. But I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, like with me, it's called something. This behavior is called something. It's there's a word for it. It's mean women, and it's I can't think of the word. Oh my gosh. It has a name for it, and it's basically like women who, grew up and got to, a point with, other women, in their 40s, 50s, and they look around and they think, I'm not as successful as that person. I don't have as nice of a home. I don't have, my kids as successful. And they look around and they think, I'm, not as, good as these other women. And so then they become mean to them. It's kind of like a jealousy thing, but, more in a, comparing yourself. I have to look it up because the
Right.
name is perfect. The name is perfect. But I mean, it's basically like looking at where you are in life and, comparing yourself, and, you don't fit up. So then you think that the other person is the problem when, it's not. It's you. I think it's relational aggression. I think it's relational aggression, but let me look real quick. But it's, I think that's what, because relational, you're relating yourself to other people. Relational aggression. Yep, it's relational aggression. So you compare yourself to other people and you don't add up, and so you go after them, and that's exactly what happened. Suddenly, like everything was fine, and everybody liked me, and even people who I'd made videos of liked me, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it was like, nope, nope. I was a bully and a snob, and I thought I was better than everyone. And I was like, what? What? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even say anything. Suddenly out of the blue, like, whoo, everyone switched. And I was like, what? What? And it's just, and it's, it's true. It's not, it's not you, it's them. And, but it's like, do you really have to go to that level? Can you just not like hate me a little bit? Do you have to like go to, it's like, can you just be
Right.
a little bit of an asshole, not like a whole big asshole? I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
But, I mean,
Yeah, like why
but
lie?
none of us
Why tell lies
really,
about the other person?
fight back about it, and that's part of the
Mhm.
problem,
Mhm. Yeah, there's no
Asinine.
reason to tell.
Asinine is a good word.
Yeah, I
What?
mean, there's just no reason to tell when they, tell the lies about the other person. Like, why do that? Like, why can't you just say what you don't like about what they're doing, or But it seems
Exactly.
like I've noticed that a lot through throughout YouTube, like just people go to extremes when they decide they're not friends with someone or decide they don't like someone. They just lie on them. There's a female creator that's telling lies about me, like that. And I'm just not even addressing it. I'm just letting it go. Like,
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's-
like, whatever.
I mean, well, there's a couple ways to handle it. One is you just ignore them, and then the other is to just like, bull in a china shop kind of thing. And I think it depends on the situation. I think, for me, I had to like go, full way into it. And I'm glad I did, because when Jenna then came, rehashing everything, it was, thank God I was able to say, see, it's all right there. Like, this isn't some, because I think she really believed that this was some new thing or, research about me. And it was like, look, it's all right there. We've been there, done that. Like, what are you doing? But I also like just knowing like who the people were. I just felt like I had to, but I mean, I think it's probably good to ignore it in your situation. I have a feeling.
Yeah. When I already have all this other going on, I'm like, look, bitch, I can't deal with you right now. Wait your
Yeah.
turn. You're just gonna have to wait your turn.
And like law enforcement, like they don't move fast either. Like it's not like bam
Right.
bam. It's like there's little snails going on there, like, oh, we found something else and blah blah blah. I find some with high intelligence oh yeah, smart people are like, you never know. Like smart people are really like, and they're really good actors. Like, like look at what just happened. That was a really good, I mean, I kind of saw it coming. I mean, remember you guys, I saw it coming. I said it. I called the whole thing like months ago. But, Harper was a really good actor and she fooled a lot of people. A lot of people. Did you see what Amanda wrote to you? I just have to show that to you. Look how nice that is. That's for you, girly girl. Isn't that nice? I think you were technically my first mod. You were my first mod. I was like, I'm gonna go live.
Yeah, and then I was so sucked into for me, I was like obsessed, with the Summer Wells case. So I was like, Carl and I would be just, sending back and forth research like all day, every day, but also chatting and, and then there were a couple of other people in the group and it just, yeah, that's why I haven't been around, but I didn't realize, I think he was obsessing like over me. That's my opinion, whereas I was
no
obsessing
idea.
with the case and yeah, I've not been around for that reason because literally, I mean, he was
You
just
fell
taking
off the
so
face
much
of
of
the
my
earth.
time. Yeah, he was. I mean, it got to the point where he was even complaining about me spending time with my husband, even though we were just friends. Like there at the very end, and I was like, "Wait a minute." Yeah, when it got to that point, I was like, "Whoa, hold up," something's not right here.
Sorry, someone was texting me. Is Betty Keys still around?
He is here and there, but he's not like he's been doing music from what I've seen. And
Oh, really?
yeah, he's not like in the kids' cases. And I gave Benny lots of hell for his support of the whales and stuff. So when he's making his music and doing his own thing, like he's not exploiting kids. Like
Yeah.
I don't, if I can give him hell for that, then I can also commend him for making his music and making money doing something that's not exploiting children.
Yeah, I mean that's when is everything okay with Brown Crayon, Kimmy, and everything? Is everything like? I was like,
Hey,
it seems like there's
Fiona.
a little issue. Is it all good? But that's when I kind of like unsubbed from him because I didn't like what he was doing, and then he was just always like yelling at people, like when he was like yelling at harsh reality and that whole situation. And then I went down the rabbit hole really bad with the shoe thing, and
Oh
then when
yeah.
the shoe
Mhm.
thing with him came out, I was like, I gotta get out. That just
Right.
creeps me out really bad. Foot
Yeah.
fables.
Yeah. Feet
Did
fables.
that go anywhere?
Who knows? FBI, TBI. Hopefully they know. I do. Oh, I do know that the one kids clip channel that had all the bad stuff on it, the kids that were barely
Yeah.
wearing any clothes, it's gone. And a lot of those websites that were very explicit about the one child, or they've changed. At least it just looks it looks benign on the surface now, whereas it was like
Well, that's
very
good.
overt. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am. Hey, critical thinking. Look who's in
Yeah.
here.
Hey, Fiona. You're
There
in the
was
house.
I was looking at the Instagrams. I think Instagrams with the girls from the Idaho 4, and I started seeing weird pictures like that just looked like we and then that person, their account would all be what looked like models, kind of like the Facebook foot fable kind of Facebooks. And then
Mhm.
and it all looked like the same, like, you know, child trafficking, like sites like that. It was creepy.
Oh,
It was creepy.
yeah. I didn't look much into that of her for at all. Hmm.
But remember the Facebook with the foot fables with they would have like the kids that were like, that was weird. That
Mm-hmm.
was weird.
Very, very.
There's like 75 conversations going on in chat. Stars, this guest is talking about.
Yeah, I've pretty
You
well
know
just
who.
I wiped my channel of all of that. Because I this whole experience with Carl, like it just made me step back and want to just rethink everything, and also not be an investigator. In the Summer Wells case or in any cases, I've just changed it now to where I'm just reporting what the news says. Like that's what I've been putting
But
out.
I
I'm not.
loved your channel and I loved the way how you did everything. So it sucks that, but the true crime whole, group, I think, I don't know. I mean, I heard one person say, um, we're not here to, we're not, how did she say? We're not here to investigate or come to conclusions or something like that. We're just here to take events and report them. And I was like, I thought that's exactly what you were supposed to do. Like take the stuff and kind of like talk about it and maybe, talk it out. Maybe you like have some ideas. Like I thought that's exactly what you were supposed to do. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know if I said that right, but you're not here to just like reiterate what someone says in a news. You're here to like talk about it and like, what about that? And like
Yeah.
cognitive thinking and put stuff together. And then I was like, like I have my van over there and I saw them and like, oh, look at my videotape of her, kind of thing. Like, and yeah, that's where I met a lot of people through you. That's like I said, Why Crime
Oh.
was my first mod because we were friends and I didn't really know that many people like to talk to people at that time when I went live. Like I would make my videos. I made my little 2-3 minute videos and then people would comment and I kind of like would talk to people through comments, but I didn't know anybody to like talk in like let's go talk in Twitter and have like a little conversation. Like I didn't really know, like I knew Hopi and you, and I think that was about it. So when I went
Yeah.
live, I was like, I didn't know anybody at all. I was like, because I didn't come from anywhere and I didn't have anyone, I wasn't like, oh, this person dropped my link. I didn't, I was just a little island on my own.
Right. I remember your
I
first time.
have a bunch of ideas for more videos. I'm struggling to find time for it. But I have
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 ideas for like this whole situation going on right. Oh, it's Wee Frosty's birthday again. Happy birthday, Wee. It's really not her birthday, but we say it's her birthday like all the time. So
I
is
remember
everything
your. Do
resolved
you
with
remember
crayons?
your first experience on a live? You went on a live and you were going to be on the panel with that other person, and then you were left all by
Yep.
yourself.
Yep. My
You were
first live.
very
Hope you dissed
entertaining,
me.
though.
I think she did it like the first couple lives too.
No
Like
way.
I think she did it the first 2.
Oh
I think
man.
I did one on her channel and she dissed me there. And that's when I had to do the dance party. And then I had another one which was on my channel, which was my first one on my channel, and she dissed me there too. And I was just like,
Mhm.
I mean, I obviously did good because everybody came back. But I remember the one on my channel, I like had something kind of more planned to say. The one on hers, I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't, So I ended up playing music and dancing, which was fine. But the one on mine, I at least had a little bit of like, semblance of what, because I think I might have talked about the doxing and stuff like that. I don't know. I forget. I went and I looked back at some of the old ones recently, and it was kind of funny. Like, like I didn't really have a style yet.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun though. I remember you played like Guns N' Roses and stuff, and you turned the fan on and just blew your hair and danced.
Oh my God.
Everybody had
And
a
I
good
had a
time.
fan just like Buddy. I have that video somewhere. I hope he gave it to me. Maybe someday I'll get bold and put it out. Hey, checking convictions. Queen Nessie, are you going? Bye, Nessie. Bye, Nessie. We know the cusp has come and gone, Virgo. What was I gonna say? I forget what I was. Gosh darn it! Now I forget what I was gonna say. Ah. Wait. What? So is everything good with brown crayon? Did we get everything worked out? Use. I think everything's fine with the crayon. Crayon, I think you're fine. I think there was a misunderstanding. I don't know. It's just a crayon. At least you're not the purple crayon. And why does it's like she thinks I made up Crayola. I'm not Crayola. I just made up the name. I just said the name because I didn't want to see our names close to each other. It's like if we get clipped, I don't want to see, and technically, everyone's about semantics. Everyone's about semantics. I didn't say, it depends on the meaning of the word is, right? Like, so I was like, if I say Crayola, I'm not talking about anybody. So that's why I used to say that. It's like, I'm talking about a Crayola. See, like you can say, I'm talking about brown crayon. Like, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know anybody. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, mysterious guy, I still have to talk to you about stuff. Gosh, there's no time for anything. There's no time for anything. I need more hours in the day. So tomorrow there's a members only live stream, and I'm gonna get my real hair put in. It's gonna be really exciting. Isn't that exciting? I
Get your real hair
decided
fitted.
I'm gonna do like more fun stuff in them. So I have, what's the other one that I have? Oh, I bought all these crazy clothes that probably a 50-year-old might not wear, but they're gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna put them on, and it's gonna be like really weird and fun. Like
I
wait till
love
you
when you
see these.
dress
They're
in
kind
the
of fun.
80s clothes, like the one video you have, the 80s, and like it's the split screen and you're talking on the phone. That's like my favorite video. I love it
Oh, my 80s
so much.
one. Oh,
Hmm.
thank you, Checking Convictions. Checking Convictions is a new member. Checking Convictions, gonna see the real hair get put in tomorrow. You gotta see the hair put in. No, but I love that 80s one. Like it was, and you know what? It like I redid it, I re-put it out, and it like did horribly. Like horribly. You don't know why. It
Oh,
got like 6,000 views the first time randomly. It must have got put somewhere. But
huh.
I mean, I don't know. Crayola is too high end for over there, and that says a lot. Does anyone want to buy a paint by numbers portrait? No, no paint by numbers. You know, if you have to have numbers to figure out how to color in a penis, there's something going on there. I don't know. I would think by our ages, you've seen enough to be able to just, freehand it. I don't know. I don't bent ones, long ones, short ones, weird ones, fat ones, uncircumcised ones. Ugh. I've never had one of those. I've seen them,
Me
but I've
either.
never.
Only in pictures. I've seen it.
I
I
don't
could tell a
want
story
no
about that.
flapjacks for me.
I could tell a story about
That's
that real
just.
quick.
I
When
don't
my
know.
cousin and I, when we were kids, we were walking down the road and there was a magazine in the ditch, and we picked it up, and that's what was it. It was just filled with pictures of guys and their genitalia, and there was an uncircumcised one, and we were both like, "What in the world? Like, what
I
is
mean,
that?" We didn't know
if
what was.
that's then that's fine. I mean, that's fine. If that's, but I mean, I think for me growing up, where and how I grew up, and they're unattractive enough as it is. Like you don't need to make them any uglier. It plops out a flapjack. There's like, whoo, it's like a sea slug or something. It's like I don't need that. That's no bueno. So, but I have my husband's brother. They ended up not, circumcising him, and it was just like just so and we tried to get him to because they say it's they'll be cleaner. There's lots of
Right.
it's
Health
recommended to do
health
it,
wise, it's better.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and we're like, don't you want your son to be the same as dad, so when you teach him to pee, it's like what do you have, what's that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would think, the poor little kids, like, yeah, like, what happened to mine? Like, I got a blanket on mine. Can you take that off? Like, that's weird. And
Yeah, the other kids,
and then
why does yours look like that?
yeah, it's like a
Oh
flapjack
man.
dead sea slug. It's like, I would think that you want them to look the same, but I mean, that's just because I hear that more kids don't than do now.
Oh man, no
I
way.
mean, I think I'm gonna look it up. I think more kids don't.
Oh,
And also, because I was in Silicon Valley, the height of the oh, we're so computer, blah blah, and it was kind of like a thing, like we're so, whatever.
huh.
Um, Vercom.
That's all. It's a lot of maintenance too for the mom. When changing the diapers and everything. To if you don't you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, you have to. I had a friend. I had a 64% undergo it. However, this number varies among socioeconomic, ethnic, and geographic groups. So let's look. Um, but I had a friend who she, was dating this guy, and he, she was like, he's really, really big. And I was like, great, it's fabulous. Thank you for sharing. And then she's like, but he's not. And I was like, what? And she said, like, to, give him she had to pull it or pull it back down. So because it's over it. So you can't, you can't feel anything unless that,
Oh
hunk of
man.
wunk of skin is pulled down. Yeah, it's like a blanket pulling down or something. So she had to pull it down, and I was like, that's too much work. I'm,
Lenny says
yeah,
hot dog in
Eliza,
a
you came
hoodie.
in at the right time. What?
hot dog in a hoodie. Lenny says hot dog in a hoodie.
It is. It is. It is. It's like a, yeah. It's like a, it's like when they put stuff in the plastic packaging, the like, that's all puffy, to package like, it's like a koozie. It's like a penis koozie, something like that. Like, but they say 64% still do. I mean, it's funny because like, what's the big deal? If you're for it, you're for it. Like, should we really like we're judging something on how it looks, which is like the stupidest thing to do, but I don't know. I just have a thing. I just have a thing. So I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody who has a penis koozie, but
Yes.
I mean,
Me too.
at least you don't have one. Peeing with a helmet. That's a good one. Wait, someone said something about a membership that I wanted to I was gonna read. Oh gosh, what did I walk back into? I hit renew membership, but don't see it, but it was accepted. All right, well, I can look and it'll tell me if it's renewed or not. So, but trends and circumcisions for males. Oh, can I just have a graph? Don't make me read. Oh, there you go. Like, I don't want to read. Who wants to read? Rates performed on newborn infants. So, so it pretty much stayed the same. It went down around like 86 to 90. And then it kind of was the same. And then around 2002, it dramatically dropped. And then it kind of stayed the same. And then it's going up a little bit. But yeah, so it went from like 63% to about 56%. That's huge. Don't make me think,
Yeah.
but that, 8%. That's a lot. Kim has visuals. That's a lot. I thought it wasn't. Do you love how, I'm supposed to be talking about lying and we're talking about
Visuals.
I don't stop digressing. Oh my God. Why am I getting all these calls right now? That's 8% in 2002. What happened in 2002? The .com bust happened. Is that really 2002? I need like a ruler that goes straight down there. So that's like, well, 2001, it's like 2003. 2003. What happened in 2003? .com bust. But it doesn't cost you money to get. It's just a little. I remember I was nervous because I was like, that's my son's. He needs that, like, don't ruin the junk. I was scared for him, and I watched the whole thing. I was like, if one thing, I'd be like, stop right now,
Right.
it's like worse than getting his hair cut. I've not seen brown. The rate has dropped because in many states they will no longer do it right away. You have to do it right. Yeah, you have to do it right away. I mean, I would think, this the longer you may, yeah, he was done like not right in the hospital. He did have to go back, but it was just like a week later. But they say it's harder to keep it clean and stuff, but just do it early. I mean, my God. Hey, Jesse. Oh, wow. I'm not seeing it, brown crayon. What things we talk about? Yeah, the 80s skit. I loved my 80s skit. I had so much fun with that. That was the first time anybody saw me with my real hair.
Oh,
That
tell
was,
me
and
what you mean.
someone,
What you were saying about you were going to get your real hair put in tomorrow? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
extensions. Oh, hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Beauteous hair.
Oh, wow.
And this needs to go in my head.
Ooh. Yeah.
So
So how's it going to go in?
that
Does it
needs,
like glue in or like clip
no,
in?
they're tape ends. So if you've never seen tape-ins, hello, I love Alta. How are you? I have the hiccups really bad. Yeah, so my best friend, she is adamant against, circumcision. And I'm probably the opposite. Oh, it's too much or something. But, I think, I mean, doing that to my child based on my preference of seeing that's not a good reason to do that thing. But for us, when we really sat down, no jokes aside, and talked about it, it was kind of my husband's decision because he wanted to look the same. He was like, I want him to look the same as me. So that was, really I was like, that's your area, you make the decision. And, he decided, yes, because, so they look the same. So they go. Dad he had to do it at 50.
What?
I tell you, girl, what are you confused about? Sorry, my nose thing is bothering me.
Was someone
wait,
circumcised at 50?
he had to do it at 50? Wait, tell me that's not true.
I don't see it.
Hey, down under. Let's see. He had no choice at 50. Please don't tell me that. Well, I hope they. Oh, yes. Well, I hope they did something.
Oh my.
No, I don't know where Bullhorn bought hers, but I can guarantee you it wasn't where I did. These are.
Ouch.
But so they're little, like, you do little sandwiches. So there's glue stick there, and you put them like your real hair goes like in between, like a little, make a little sandwich. Make a little
Okay.
sandwich.
So how long will they stay
Yeah,
in? Like, do they stay in until
it's medical grade glue.
Oh,
So
wow.
they stay in. I mean, I have to put stuff on to take them out. I mean, they'll stay in for. Sometimes
Like,
they'll fall, like a couple will, because if you
yeah.
get conditioner on it, it like softens it up. So sometimes I'll get ones in the front that'll fall out, but and then so so right now I just have clip-ins in, which look horrible.
Oh no, I love your
But I was
hair.
not going with you. Do you care if I share you out and show some support? I do not care at all. Thank you for your support. I hope we're not offending you with all of our strange topics that we've been discussing. But I always like share alike. And yeah, poor Heather's dad, like that's horrible. But they do have females. Like that is a thing. And that's even, I mean, I'm not saying it's better or worse, but at least for guys, the reason is, the hygiene and the da-da-da. But for women, that there's nothing good about that. Like I think the sole reason they do it is so the woman can't be pleasured and thus she'll stay with her man and not leave, right?
Right. Yeah. Oof.
I love also, what are you doing watching labor and delivery videos in the first place? Like, why are you watching that anyway? That's what I want to know. Ay, ay, ay. I remember when I was pregnant watching those videos, and oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. I used to just think, like, how is a baby ever coming out of that area? Sure enough, my baby was not coming out of that area. No way. His little arm got all stuck in there, like, no baby coming out of there. Oh, and then I wondered, did I really scream like that? I mean, I guess I did, but you just like, oh, man.
I still
And then I
can't
almost caught
understand it. Like, I do not understand how it even how's it even possible? It's like a watermelon going through a lemon. Like how?
It is.
It just
It is.
oh
It makes no sense. Like I remember when I was like, think about it. Like, there's a human being, a human in there that's growing. Like like think about that. And there's a tube that's feeding him from like that's so alien when you think about it. I mean, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, but it's also like very alien. Sometimes I have to get out of the drama and venture into something sweet like Little Babies. Oh, well, I get you on that one. I started watching. There was some show, and it's like a survival show. It's made up, but it's made up to be as if it's one of those like game shows. Who survives to the end, and they're all in the woods, and it's like they have teams. I think there was a real show kind of like that. And and it's like Survivor. It was like the show Survivor, but it was hardcore. It was like hardcore Survivor. And I started getting into that. And of course I watched all the Murdoch stuff, which like, oh my gosh. I had no idea. I kind of felt like he could have been innocent. You guys in Discord probably were like, what is wrong with you? I kind of felt like he maybe could have been innocent until I watched the shows about him. And then I was like, oh, he's an asshole. But I didn't see those at first. So, but once I only saw the Netflix ones. I see I'm
Is
not
your
the only ADH one. No, I'm ADH big time. I mean, I've never been, but I could sit here and talk all by myself for hours, probably. Probably.
I can't do it.
Want to try? No, just kidding.
I think if I ever went
No,
live, I would have to have someone on with me. Like, I just, yeah, I don't think I could like carry the whole thing.
well, I remember that
Is
first time when I was up and Hopi was supposed to be there with me, and she bailed on me. She bailed. And I remember,
right,
like, I was like, okay, all right. And then I was just like, and I so wanted to run. I remember I was like, how do I get out? Like, how do I go? Like, she's supposed to be here. She's not here. Like, what do I do? I just wanted to, like, I literally just wanted to, like, run. Just
right,
like put the camera down, and just like run. And I was
right.
like, I can't do that.
Oh, you
I
did
don't know.
so
I should
great
go watch
though.
it. It
I
was
didn't
fun.
pick up on that at all. You were just hanging out, and then you were finally like, okay, I guess she's not coming back.
Yeah. I remember I was like so waiting, and I kept like looking at the clock, and I was like, all right, well.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the HBO one. I watched the 3-part one. The 3-part one is Netflix, right? Because that's what I watched. That's what I watched. It was like 3 parts. And it really kind of wasn't that good. It was kind of a little confusing how it jumped around. You were anxiety filled when you were pregnant? I was vomit filled when I was pregnant. I kept throwing up. I was like, I had the worst. Yeah, I was nauseous all the time. Oh, raised his head in my tummy. Oh my God. I remember like when I used to see like you'd see like the little hand come out of your like you'd see a little like print of a hand like come out. And then there were times when he would like roll over and I would just see his little elbow like roll and then a little butt cheek. Pretty amazing, I have to say. I wouldn't want to do it again. But I have a friend who he's in his like 46, 47, and he just had a baby with someone. I'm like, would not. I mean, he's not the woman, so that's something to say for it. But I was like, oh, have fun changing diapers there, dude. No way. No way. Oh, wow. I had horrible pregnancies, both of them. They were horrible. There was a really good show that was on when I was pregnant, and it was with 2 doctors who were OBGYNs, and the one had trouble having babies, and I think she lost one of her babies during the show. It's a really good show, though. I want a baby so bad. Well, I don't have any to give you, but
Oh,
there are a lot of babies that need families. So if
oh
you really
yes.
want a baby,
Yep.
why do I keep it? I have a friend who she adopted a baby from Russia, and you know I guess they have a lot of babies in Russia. and Americans love them because, I mean, it's like rude to say, but they're blonde haired, blue eyes. They kind of, do you hear that?
Yeah.
I think so. Someone's beeping. It's like the backup. Do. I only have $2, and that was it. I did not want girls. No way. No way. Did not want girls. I had 2 boys, and I was like, woohoo, snippy, snippy. I have just had a baby. His name is Frank. You're the baby. You in the right mindset in a watch party. You're everybody's baby. I'm just kidding. Baby. Frank Fudd Jr. It's a pretty good name. Frank Franklin Frank Fudd Frankety Frank Frankel. I only wanted boys. I was like, if I get a girl, I'm done for. I was like,
Well,
she will make
Queen,
my
I
life.
just I just wanted to come on and say hey and catch up a little bit.
Well, I'm
Um,
glad you did, girl. And
is your
Twitter me
Discord
anytime if you need anything.
okay? Is your Discord, is it just for members?
No, so
Oh.
email me. Email
Okay.
me. Hold on. Yeah, let me give it to you. Because I don't think you have the new one. You have an old one.
I don't even
And
think I
anyone
have.
can do
I
it.
didn't even know you had a Discord. You could just send it to me on Twitter if you want.
I'm already half
Or
done.
okay.
I'm just sending you my email. And if anyone else needs to email me, there it is. But I only started the Discord when I started memberships. So
Okay.
I didn't have it before then. I was miserable being pregnant. Anyway, I'm going to start in a tangent and then you're going to be stuck. But I'm really glad you came up too. So we need to
Okay.
get you out doing more. And we're here to
Yeah.
help you.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Daphne,
You're
I did.
awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm glad you came up. Email
Okay.
me.
All right. We'll talk later. Thanks for having me
Okay.
on.
Bye. She has the sweetest
Bye.
voice. Doesn't she have like the sweetest voice? I do owe you an email, Daphne. I forgot all. What happened? Oh, my foot. That's what happened. I almost broke my foot. That was like 2 weeks of I don't know where those went. But doesn't she have the sweetest? So I owe you an email. I do know that. I owe you an email. Okay. Someone remind me. I need like actually there's a big mirror here and I got this stuff to put on it so I can use it as like a board so I can like put stuff to remember because I'll forget everything under the sun. Isn't Y Crime cute? Wait, can someone put her channel up? She's super cute. She has the cutest little voice too. She was one of how did I meet her? She was one of the first people I met. See, now she's the person who I've known the longest. She's the YouTuber who I've been friends with the longest now. But when I got doxxed, I was like, I can't, because YouTube had messaged me and stuff like that. And I was like, I can't, I can't, you know, thank you, Italian. I was like, I can't go. I can't like, so I gave her the URLs and, made her go and look. So she was right there for all that stuff too. And that was a crazy time. As y'all know, that was a crazy time. Yeah. And then she knew the whole story about like, oh my God. Yeah, like she was the one who I was like, I can't believe this person is acting this way. Like, this is super crazy. Like, what's going on here? Like, crazy, crazy for you. Da 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 da. Crazy. But back to liars. Like, why do people have to lie in the first place? Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, just try to be a better, like, for some people, hey, precious. For some people, I swear, is that my kitty? I swear, it's like hard to tell the truth. I don't get that. You would think, well, thank you, Eliza. I'm glad you were here. Thank you for totally ruining my I can't think of the word, my experiment about people camming up or not, because you totally, so now I can't say, because now, so I can say mostly. I was trying to be all black and white on the subject, and now you ruined it. But anyway, thank you for coming. I always love seeing you. You and Soup, you guys always come. I always love seeing you. But now you ruined what I was thinking about, what I was gonna say. Grr. Hope the hospital didn't charge you for delivery since you did it yourself. Oh my God. What do you mean you did it yourself? That's what I was gonna say. I had a 53-hour labor or something crazy like that. I had it was, honest to God, it was 54 hours, something like that. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And the second one, I had a planned C-section, and it was so awesome because someone gave me like a really cute little thing to wear, so I didn't have to wear the hospital one, and it was pink, and like I was totally like camera ready. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Do you want to see a picture? I was like, I was so, I looked, and I was all just like, I just had a baby. I was looking all good. It was awesome because the first one, oh, ambulance bills are the worst. Worst. I remember, what did I have? I think I had a seizure, and I think the ambulance was like $700, and that was my pay part. That was what I paid. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. And I should have had, see, the reason was my husband said that he was really excited to like pull the baby out and cut the umbilical cord. Like that was what he wanted to do. And so, like, even though they were saying, you need to be done, it's time to, this could get dangerous now. I still was like, I can, let me go. I can do it, because I wanted to, because I'm Italian and I'm headstrong and, da 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 da. So, I think the actual pushing part, I tried for a good 7-8 hours, just like, and finally, like, I remember I saw like they had the little cart there with like, the thing and, everything, and they were like ready to go. And, at the end, I did get scared because I was like, like it was at the point where it's like, neither of you are going to be okay, crazy lady. Like, we got to, come on, like, you're done. You're done. So, but I really wanted to, like, and I really wanted that, like, pulling it out, da, da, da. Like, I really wanted that whole thing, So I tried as hard as I could, and then they wheeled me down, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then, I remember them, like, they were just like, it was like cut and slice. It was like, it was, and then they pulled him out, and because they had tonged him, so they put the tongs in there and tried to eat, and they had done so many things to him. He came out, and his head was a cone head, but it was not just like, it was like a bat, like, from Saturday Night Live cone head. He had a cone head, and the whole like right side of his face was swollen, and he had a big black eye, and he was just like, I mean, he literally was like, and like I just remember they got him out, they do their thing, he cuts and they put him on, they put him there. And I look at this thing for the first time that, I had so much trouble with. I had the worst pregnancy. He was early. I mean, horrible pregnancy, very difficult pregnancy. And, 54 hours of labor. And then the cut part was meant, and they put him down, and I was like, oh, damn. They gave me the ugliest baby in the world. At least I could have had a pretty one. And I was literally just like, all that work for like the ugly one. I mean, because he was like, but, and then, within a few hours, like all the swelling went down. But he literally, like, his eye was like puffy, and it was just like, he looked like he was a prize fighter and got in a big fight, and he didn't win at all. It was no way. Your first baby had a cone head. Mom chose the doctor down the hall and asked him, is this head going to go back to normal? It's true. Like, you would not believe how deformed babies are in the beginning. They're very deformed. I mean, very, like, it's, like, you would not believe, and it goes back really fast. like really fast, because none of the bones are actually, together. So they go back really fast. And it's like, oh, there's my mutant child. And then, an hour later, they're just fine. They're just like little fine babies. And who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk those little babies were good? But man, I see my friend and his little baby, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could do it again. I don't know if I could do that. Like, the middle of the night thing. I don't know. My last one was at 4. That was not a fart, by the way. That was my toe again. My last baby, I was 40. And I remember, like, you want him to sleep through the night. And technically, sleeping through the night is only 3 hours. No, 5 hours, right? 5 hours. 5 hours. And, I was like 40, and I was like, mama needs her 8 hours of sleep. So you're going to have to go and, go to bed at a normal time. And literally by 4 months, I think by 4 months, he was sleeping through the night, AKA 8 hours. And I was just like, mom is 40. I'm not playing that game. You're going to bed. You're going to bed, child. And that's the end of that. How you doing, buddy? My kitty's walking around. He literally just like, it was like 2 days ago. He just like, I'm not gonna cry again. Wait, chat slowed down here for me. My mutant child. He looked like a little mutant child. Hey, buddy, how you doing down there? He loves the fireplace. So he's got his little fireplace, and he's just like, he's got his little spot. He's got his little food area. But tomorrow the hair is going to be fun. So it goes by pretty fast, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I wonder where's Glass House? Is Glass House gonna come? Can you believe the most watched clip on WTF? What's WTF? Is that a channel? Oh, on your channel? Your site? That's your site, right? Is Michelle? No, I'm not at all. You guys remember when she tried to come on my channel? Like the second live I did, she tried to come up, and I was like, yeah, that's your clip channel, right, Precious? I remember she was in chat, and she was being good. Like she was being fine. In here again, like just now, because she hasn't come in here in a long time. Oh yeah, don't again now. She hasn't been here forever. Her toe. How many to her toe? Oh, wait. Who are you talking about that just came in? Wait, who was here? Who was here? The Kookaburra or Michelle? Or the same one? Michelle. Wait, where's the other one? Wait, I'm more confused who you're talking about. She threatened to death curse on everyone. Well, Michelle was in the hospital. So who was in the hospital? Who was here at the very beginning? Oh, so that's who you were talking. I thought you were talking about Michelle was here, and I was like, Michelle wouldn't come here again. Oh, well, what were the 2 words? She was. I didn't see her. I didn't see her either. What were her 2 words? Well, I guess we can look it up. But too bad she's not a member, because she could come, because she knows everything about extensions, except she doesn't know what permanent ones are from. She's like, you shouldn't sleep in them. They don't come out. I kind of have to sleep in them, but that's okay. You need to have them blended and cut. Okay, well, I'm a mom. Sometimes I can't get to the salon. My hair grows really fast. My hair grows really fast, and it grows really unevenly. So I really, ideally, I would get to the salon like every 3 weeks to have everything, you know, you call it installing. You like move them up or down so everything's, you know, whatever and whatever and whatever. And then if they fall out, you got to put them back in, or you have like a little hole, you know. I just don't have time for that. So sometimes I'm just like, whatever, I got hair. I got hair. Whatever. Oh, I guess I can't look at it yet because the live isn't technically ended. Nothing to see here. Okay, well, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Beer here. Beer here. Yeah. If you would like to play it, sure. Let's see. Oh, no. I hate when it does that. It never does. See, I can't, from StreamYard, like, I cannot get a link from here. Once the live's over. Yeah, I'll see it once the live's over, but, wait, oh, copy address. Okay, hold on. Maybe that'll work. Oh, there's like a glare. I can't see. There's a glare here. Beer here. Beer here. Get your beer here. One of the favorite places to go watch hockey. Favorite. Okay, here, hold on. Entering. Wait, why is this taking? Wait, no, that's the wrong. That's StreamYard. I don't want to go there. Why did I copy that? What? What? Ay, ay, ay. No, that's me. That's me. Hey, hold on. Where is I almost forgot what I'm looking for at this point. I had the link from you, now I can't. All right, hold on, I gotta get the link down. Where is, okay. Can I just copy the whole thing? It says copy address, which I did. See that? No, see, that's my StreamYard. Why is it so difficult that it won't let me? StreamYard, like, it won't just let me grab that link. I just want to copy the text in there. Is it really? Is it really that difficult? Can you just paste the link in there? It won't let me just. Okay, that's fine. Sorry. You know, it's funny. Like in Discord and stuff, and in here, people will ask me, you know, questions, and it's like you do realize I don't know any more than anybody else. Like I probably know less. Like everyone asks me questions as if I might know more than that. God, I can't see anything. There's like a glare. Well, I know what the glare is. It's my damn light. So I kind of missed so much that happened the past few days. So you can grab the link. Yeah, I can't grab. Yeah, I figured that out. I figured I can't grab the link from here. It took me a while, but I figured it out. Right. Okay. Good night, Fluffy Nuts. Night, Frank. Yeah, I always forget, but when I don't, I really like when I go to the live at the end and I see all this, especially like new comment. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna use my brain. Okay. Try this one more time. One more time. Stop. Okay, here we go. Would you like me to play it for everybody? Would everybody like to see it? You let me know. Who's Jesse Ben? Oh, Jesse Bennett. Is that really Jesse? Oh, bye, Aaron. Oh, guess that wasn't Jesse Bennett. Was that not Jesse Bennett? You guys, was that really Jesse Bennett or not? Because someone came up and said Jesse Ben. Didn't have the whole Bennett there. Does anyone know if Jesse's here? Because I think that was probably just a troll. You're always confused. She was in here earlier, but her name is the full name. But someone just tried to come up and it said, oh, okay. All right. Well, it just said BNN. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I got it. I sometimes am blonde all the way down. So Michelle was booted, but then she came back and then she was, I don't really know that whole story, but I'd like to know. Do you want me to play this for everybody, Precious? I can. Does everyone want to see it? Hey, Rocco. Hey, Rocco. Let's see. Share screen. To share system audio, which is what I always forget. All right. Okay. Ready? All right, let me play it.
You would call the hospital. Meanwhile,
Wait, what was that? It was like 2 seconds long.
you're fucking ignorant. You would call a hospital where I am in so much pain that they're giving me morphine every 2 hours because I'm in pain. You would do that to me. You would do that to me. I'm in a private room. I'm in a private room, and you would do that to me. Go yourself. I hope you die one of the most miserable deaths that you could ever die, and I mean that. And you would do that to me. Go yourself. I hope you die one of the most miserable deaths that you could ever die, and I mean that. I mean that.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Michelle's an interesting little one. Oh, I'm sure she just said it to say, hey, Antoine. Did I just say that right the first time? Hey, Antoine. Da da. Antoine always comes in right at the end. That's Michelle. That's the one who her and MGL had major problems. Major problems. And I think Michelle was the one who was like, she kind of impersonating her. Well, and then she created a channel and it was MGL for Michelle Goes Live. I mean, just Cucamonga stuff, like crazy Cucamonga stuff. But shoot, I was gonna say something. Darn it, what was I gonna say? Darn it. Antoine, you made me forget. Darn it. What was I gonna say? Was that about me? Oh, but yeah, so it was either my first, no, I think it was my second live. And Justin was here and she was in chat. She came in before him and she was fine. She was fine. And, and people were like, kick her out. And I was like, you know what? Like, my chat is going to be run that I don't care who you are, as long as, you're not whatever, you can stay. And she was not doing anything wrong. So I was like, I'm not going to kick her out just because her name is Michelle Spate, because that's the only reason I would be kicking her out. And then Justin came on and she was still fine for like a while. And then she said something and I was like, and she said something else and they weren't really bad, but they were. And then the second one came and I was like, okay, next thing you're out. So next thing she was out. Then she comes up. Harper left me a message on Karen's video clip on what's my God, oh, where is it? Oh, we have to see it. Oh, don't worry. I all cap all the time. And you know why? Because I can't see. So if you wonder, it's on your Karen's video. But no, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so I forgot again. Like within 2 seconds, I forgot. Oh, so then she comes up into the back chat and she's all like, and I'm like, Michelle, I really, like, and then I kind of started to get mad because I was like, this is my second live. I don't know how to deal with this. And she's all back there and she's like, like you let everyone up, aren't you gonna let me? And I was like, I can't let you up. She's like, I don't do anything. She left one on Susan's community wall too. There's no, okay, so that's you, Harper. How can I message you privately to ask a question? Well, good luck with that. I would say, just like you don't want to pee at the bar and open the seal, don't read that email. I don't know. I mean, I've had a lot of experience with had a lot of experience. I probably am in the top some, but Winter Killer 2021 of any email that's a great one. Michelle from Susan's, we have never spoken more than a hello. I that she wants to email me. Well, here's what she's gonna do. She is going to call you, and she is going to try to make you feel bad, and she is probably going to cry. And if that, so she will display whatever range of emotions she needs to get you on her side. So she'll feel you out. So, she might pull at your heartstrings first and start crying. And if that doesn't work, she might just start to get, a little agitated. And when that doesn't work, she might start to get angry. So she will go. I mean, that's fine. Let her email you as long as you don't think it will trigger you. And if you think it will, then what you do is you give it to me and I will read it. And if I feel it's okay, I will give it back to you. But if you want someone to vet your email for you, but she will, whatever so she wants something from you. Not sure what that is. It could be as simple as take this down. It could be trying to get you on her side. I don't know. But she will do, if she has a mission, she will do whatever she needs to do that. And she will go through whatever, she will try each different range of emotion until she gets it right. you know. And if she doesn't get it right, then she'll just walk off for a little while and then she'll come back. Like, that's what happened to me. She would try something and no go, and she would walk off and then she would come back. And, it was always like, I am a therapist. And I feel so much better now. And I see what I was doing and blah, 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 blah. Oh, where's that smoke? Okay, here's my, okay, go smoke right up there. Okay, real good. Good, good. A little smoke up there. Okay, thanks. And it's like, I mean, I don't I don't want to sound jaded or heartless, but I don't it's hard to say, but in every instance where, we had an interaction, and every time we would have, an interaction, and like if you saw that video where she, gave me, kudos and was like, oh, Queen OG, we really needed this and deep, deep belly laughs. And, she'll come in and you'll be like, oh, this is great. And then it'll get to the point where it's like, no bueno. And then she will run. She will, whatever emotion she leaves with, she will run. But then she will come back, and she's done that to me like 4 times. And so I say, I don't know that she has the ability to do that, to just have that honest conversation and discuss something and really discuss it to fruition, to get somewhere with it. I don't know that she has that. I don't know if she has the ability to say that she's wrong, because in order to truly apologize to somebody, you have to have empathy. You have to be able to admit that you're wrong. You have to be able to say what you did and how you did what was wrong. And you need to be able to say how you can fix it. So, you have to say, like, I know when I punched you in the mouth, it hurt your feelings. I punched you in the mouth because, I was being an idiot, and I promise I will go get classes for my aggression. I will never punch you again, whatever. But you have to show that you know what happened, you know how to work on it, and you're willing to work on it. If you can't do that, it's just bullshit email, a bullshit apology. And I don't think she's at the point like in her own being to be able to admit wrong. And that's the first tenet of, you have to be able to say, I was wrong. I was wrong. Just even period blank, I was wrong. I was wrong. And I don't know she's at that point, because when every time we would talk about stuff, if I ever got to the point of, trying to say, like the last time when I would try to explain, you can't, just bull in a china shop, like think you're going to be friends with everybody. Like, well, it doesn't work that way. You might have to eat some crow. You might have to, let people like tell you how you're the bad guy and this is how they felt. And, you might have to go through all that, and yeah, I didn't do anything wrong, you know. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got the email. Oh boy. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Oh, ay, ay. Don't make me sing. Harper reminds me of a migraine. Big, bad migraine. Big, okay. What was I going to say that? I was going to, so yeah. Now I can't remember what it was. Darn it. Where did my streamer? Well, of course she wants to talk to you. We could set up a watch party in the Discord. You know, if you think you're strong enough, and I don't mean that in a you're weak way, not at all. I mean, like, she has spent 40 some years learning to be a maniacal, however you want to call it. And you're going into bed with the snake and got them fangs all sharpened up. And if you think you're ready for it, if you got this, then go. But just know, just be prepared. I don't, when I say like, strong enough for this, it's not mental, physical. It's just more, she's got more experience at this, So you gotta, you know, when she does something, you gotta recognize it. You got to take a deep breath about it, and you got to know how to react to it. And then she's going to do that. It's like you're going to have to be able to wear her down right back, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because she will do that. She will, like me one time, she will cry. Then she will get angry. Then she will get frustrated. Then she will, talk about, resign again. And then she will get, and she'll just go through each one until she gets the desired response. And when she doesn't, then she will go to her other friend because she's one of us. Did you talk about how to spot a liar yet? Yes, you go onto a channel called, very easy. She's 47. I didn't learn about her till very recently. I think she emotionally is very stunted. Rocco, I will kitty bap you. I will kitty bap you. Kitty bap you. I don't know. I mean, if you do talk to her, just talk slowly. I would record it. But that's just me. I mean, I mean, if you guys remember, we had the whole, because she wanted to put that, video out or whatever. And, I told her flat out, I would never put out a video or a recording of a conversation that I have, because for me, I want to come on here and have, like, I want people to know who I am, and I want to be trustworthy. And no one's going to do that unless, you're the same every time people encounter you. So if you say, when you talk to me, I won't say what you said to me, you have to do that every time. If you say, I'm trustworthy, you have to be trustworthy every time, and, that's part of her problem. She's never trustworthy. So she has a problem there. But for me, like I will never put out a recording. Like I will never, there's certain things that I will not cross, and that's giving personal information out. I mean, I think the closest that I ever did was Heidi's emails. I put those out, and that's because we had our Jerry Springer moment, and she was screaming, as she had screamed for weeks prior, that she's going to put him out. She's going to put him out. She's going to put him out. So finally I was like, all right, you do realize we have the same email. So you want to do it so badly. You've been threatening it for weeks. I'll do you a favor and I'll just put them all out. There you go. Done. You can stop threatening me with it. And so I put those out. And then I think just that one little conversation with Buckeye, and that's it. And that was, I didn't consider that personal because according to her, we weren't, didn't know each other. So, and that's it. But I would never put out like some phone recording, some private phone recording where, like that's the whole thing about the law of, one party, two party. The parties only matter. That only comes into play if there is a reasonable expectation of privacy. So if I don't reasonably expect privacy, then, you do one party, two party. But if I reasonably expect privacy from you, like a personal phone call, then, you shouldn't be recording. Like all bets are off. I expect it to be private. So all these people recording each other, you should not be recording each other. But you only get in trouble when you spread it around. So, I mean, you can do what you want, but like, I just think it's so wrong when people start playing recordings of other people. I mean, when it has private information like that, like what happened to Lenny, that was so wrong. Like, you got to have some morals here. Like, you got to have some boundaries that you won't go past. And one of them should be putting people's personal crap out. I mean, that's just, unless you got someone breathing down your neck and you really are put between a rock and a hard place, like, gross. So I'm going to have my morals and my, and I'll be here and everyone else can be whatever they want to be. But, I'm just going to stick to what I say. And when people walk around saying, I don't, oh, yeah, like whenever people say things like, I would never do that. I would never leave my baby in the car, whatever. That was a bad example. But like when people say stuff like that, I never, whatever. Usually they're saying that, and it's a thing called something where, you're trying to really make it clear. It's like hijacking something. There's a thing that it's called. It's like hijacking something, but it's to make yourself seem better than everyone else. So like, I would never do that, so you make yourself into this like, but, just know Harper's Harper, and, Harper will do whatever she needs to. I mean, you know she was this nice as the sun, oh, I have all this stuff, blah 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 blah, totally nice to me and everything, and she told me the whole story and everything, and I'd heard all this other stories around it. It totally made sense, and then suddenly, hold on one second. This guy, this guy, and I think he's this guy that she knows or something, and like, just I'll sit and look at it, and suddenly I guess taping my stuff, it's like, oh, and then suddenly it's like, oh, gee, just and how would that even be like? So what? So I was doing shady stuff and decided to send it to people, like, hey, the other night I was just looking people up randomly and doing totally shady things, but can I send that to you so you have that evidence? What? That makes no sense. Makes no sense. If I was really doing that, why would I send it to someone? Or like, hey, we're doing all this stuff together, and like none of that makes sense. If I was really doing shady things, I would not make a recording of it or send it to someone. No, you're not a bad person, Precious. Not at all. Not at all. Well, exactly. That's what we're talking about, talking to Harper. That's a snake. That's a snake. You know, that is the one time, one and only. And it's because I got to the point that I realized everything going on and I needed to protect myself, which obviously I needed to. Because then suddenly I had someone going into my comments, threatening me with all this stuff and man, and trying to turn it all around. Like that's what she's good at. That's what you have to be careful for. That's what you have to be careful for is she will take something and turn it around into something it's not. So for example, take, someone looking at something that's nothing and turn it into this big huge deal that is far from it, that's a perfect example. Perfect example. And that's why, Precious, you stay you, but just realize what's out there because, and that's why, I would never, it's the first time I did that, but I would never release anything because I'm not going to change who I am because then that makes me just as bad as anyone else. But just realize what you're getting into because, look at that. That's a perfect example. Taking something that is nothing and turning it into this big shaboozle that it's like, and then trying to use it, literally really tried really hard to make it as if, she's doing this and, able to show my name. I thought that was are you trying to say Dos Equis? The beer? The beer Dos Equis? What are you talking about? I got lost in there. That's not hard to do. Dos Equis? But that was the thing that like that, and that's what you have to be careful of. That's really, oh no. Ha. Someone thought this was a Dos Equis. It's a squirt. But think about that. Think about the thing to what? Oh, to sit around and devise. I'm going to do this and tape this and say this and do this, and then we're going to be able to that's Cucamonga. And that's the kind of crazy stuff. I was like, you better share, huh? That's the crazy stuff that you have to look at someone being able to do and say, that's a liar. That's how you recognize someone who can think all those steps around and just make it all happen to get, what they want, to devise all that to get to Precious, to get whatever. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. And, that's what you have to be careful of. And, it's sad because I remember being on panel when they both were saying that, oh, that was really great, like blah, blah, blah. We needed you and the belly laughs and stuff. I remember specifically being on panel, like talking to them and getting that compliment. And I was like, oh, I finally actually met some people like, oh, they're so nice. That's so nice. Whatever. But, it's like, I remember all that and look how it turned out. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? Why crime? I'm so glad you came up. Everyone here is very kind. It is. Go hang out with the hubby. Tell the hubby hi. Tell the hubby hi and tell him that you reunited with your favorite person in the world and you're leaving him for me and you're taking all the money. I'm just kidding. But But that's the thing. There's a great group of people over here. All you ladies have your own minds, and you're strong-minded and opinionated and not always the same, but you can talk about it. Like Eliza and I could talk about, the camming. Like people can talk about stuff. That's the difference. That's the difference. And liars are the type of people that can't do that, and that's part of why they have to lie, I think. Oh, he could hear me? Hey, Hubs. How you doing? We're going to Mexico first and then Hawaii, so you better cough up enough money for that. I only fly first class. But now I forgot what I was saying. But I mean, there's a reason why I always see in certain other chats, all these problems with, trolls and and timing people out, and like it's a real problem. It's a real problem. I remember he can keep the kids, but we're keeping the dog. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I'll have the cat, so maybe he should keep the dog and the kids. Huh? But now you made me forget what I was going to say. Damn it. What was I saying? Jesus. Oh, hey, Antoine, you made me remember. But that's like that's. Oh, now I forgot again. God damn it. Oh, sorry, I swore. Kids, please keeping the dog. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I can't remember. But here's some of the dumb lies that I heard. Oh my God, I can't watch the season of Survivor because a woman named Heidi. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. There, like, here's the dumb lies. Like, these are the dumb lies. Like, I was listening to, I think it was yesterday. Drinky Drink was on panel with Purple and talking about Harper and what she did. And she asked her flat out, "Did you see it? Did you hear about it?" And she said, "No, I don't watch Queen OG." She said, "Did you hear about it?" "No, I don't watch Queen OG." And then asked Heidi, "No, I don't watch Queen OG." Well, if you go back, and I clipped it, if you go back 8 days, you will see her ask Harper about it. Why did you go? And if you go 2 days after that, she again talked. So you knew, and you knew. So why lie? Like, that's a dumb lie. Like, that's a dumb lie. Like, why are you lying about that? And that's when people get themselves into trouble, when they do the dumb lies. Because then it's like, obviously you're going to do the big lie if you did dumb lies. The Heidi will be the first to go. See, what year did Survivor start? That was 25 years ago, maybe? No, it was in the 90s. It was probably like 97. 97. Okay, let's guess. What year did Survivor start? When was the first year of Survivor? I'm going to say 97. You guys and your jokes. I'm going to say 97. 97 was the first year of Survivor, which would make it 27 years old. 27. Well, let's look. What year did Survivor start? Okay. What year? All right. The first season premiered in 2000. Wow. Huh. I thought it was much. So it's only been 23 years. I thought it was much longer than that. Huh. That's interesting. It was the one in Borneo. Remember, it was the one with that guy who, what was his name? Who was the person who basically came up with the idea of having, groups, instead of just everyone for themselves, having teams. What was his name? Richard, the naked guy who didn't pay taxes on his $1 million and got it all taken away, right? And he turned out to be just like a creepazoid, like totally icky ick. two seasons each year. Season 44. Wow. That's crazy. Jeff Probst. What's Jeff Probst doing now? What's Jeff Probst doing now? Anyone want to guess on that? Richard, yeah, he walked around. Remember, everyone was like, because he did. He walked around naked. And he was like, have his stick, and he'd be walking around, and his little doing would be doing it. Oh my God. Is he still hosting the show? Holy crap. You know what one I like? Big Brother. I remember the first year with the girl with the pink hair. I remember they had 24-hour cameras. So, you could just like snoop. Doggy dog, snoop, there it is. So, I mean, you can watch them anytime, day or night. And my ex was totally into reality TV, totally into all those shows. So I remember he would like get up at like 3. Well, I wonder what they're doing. And then I remember they would have like little, because they were bored. So they would say there were little things going on that weren't, and he would try and figure them out. I don't know. Big Brother, you know what I liked even better. What was the one we really liked? No. With my guy. Rock of Love. He didn't tell me. I figured it out first. Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. That was it. That was it. Rock of Love. You're a girl reality show junkie. So I've never watched The Amazing Race. So September, have you ever heard of what was it called? It was made after that. Shoot. I mean, hold on. I'm not typing in the right place. I'm not typing in the right place. All right. Oh, yeah. Was it just called that? Huh. No, that's not it. No. Hold on. No. Hold on. I gotta find it. Because you guys all. Oh. What was the guy who said, you are the father? What's his name? Murray? Maury. I can't spell that. Maury Povich. Hold on. Oh, I can't even spell. 21. That was the name of it. September, have you ever heard of the game show 21? Where is it? Is that it? No. Where's StreamYard? Oh, that's an old StreamYard. I don't want that. Go away. Where's StreamYard? I gotta get back to StreamYard. Okay, September. Have you ever heard of 21? It was a remake of the show, Quiz Show. Remember, Quiz Show was that one in the 50s that the guy was just phenomenal. He like got everything, and he just hit it out of the park, and he went for, and at the end of it, he was getting the answers given to him. So it was all fake. And it was just, and I think the last answer, I think there was some twist in it where like the last answer, he did get it right himself. So he really did get it right. But then no one believed him, because when you tell little lies, it doesn't matter. Once you tell one lie, people think you lie about everything. So something like that. So he got booted and lost all the money and stuff like that. But my ex-husband was in the quiz show, reality show. And I remember going to LA and trying out and all that stuff. And it was fun. It was a remake of that show. It's rocking all the time. Let's here. Oh my God, where is it? Ba 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 ba. Oh, Survivor. I like Survivor too. Big Brother was my favorite. I never really got into Survivor. Survivor was really not my jam. Not at all. Not at all. We had some crazy coyotes last night, man. I don't know why I'm saying Big Brother on tonight. Big Brother Canada. Oh my gosh. God, I remember just dying for like, oh my God, it's almost time. It's almost time. It's time for Big Brother. So great. Yeah, the remake of 21. That's pretty cool. Sweet. I wonder if they show rather than there was an in-house orchestra. See, I didn't go down to watch it because my cat Nittany, who's the one I have the big tattoo on, was dying. So I stayed home to be with my cat and didn't go down for it. But that's just me. But I remember my Ben husband had said, I was like, so how was it? And he was like, Maury said the weirdest thing. He was like, you live by San Francisco, right? And he's like, yeah, the Bay Area. It's like, 2 hours. And he's like, San Francisco was really fun before AIDS. Hey, creepy. Creepy. Well, you saw the tattoo, right? I mean, that was like band. See, before I got into all this YouTube, I was all of those. I watched every Housewife. I watched Vanderpump Rules. I watched all of those shows. I watched the boat one, the yacht one, you name it. I watched it. I was right there. Watched it all. And then it was January and I had to put all the Christmas stuff away and I couldn't really watch the TV, or I think maybe the power was out or something. And I had my phone and it was when Don Wells, it had his thing where he's was on the toilet and it looked like he was shooting something or doing and so I started watching all this craziness of this guy Don Wells and all the crazy things he did, and then MGL watched interviewing him and stuff, and so then I just started binge watching all these weird weirdos on YouTube, and then I didn't really have time for both, and and then there was one. I don't know. And then and the rest is history. And that was the worst decision ever. No, just kidding. I watched Jersey and Alt House. See, I don't even know what Alt House is. Alt Housewives? What's Alt Housewives? Oh my God. So here's a funny story. My husband I think it was his bachelor party, I think, and they got a big boat, not a yacht, but a big, I don't know, not a fishing boat, but a big boat for guys to get drunk. So they got a big boat, and they're all hanging out, and they're having beers and whatever. And all at once, he looks at me, he's like, "Do you guys watch Vanderpump Rules?" And he said the look on these guys' faces were just man card, please. I mean, he's all around. It's you could hear a pin drop. You guys watch Vanderpump Rules? No, we don't. Well, we're men. No. But I mean, oh, the Atlanta Housewives. I like the Atlanta Housewives. Um, So Antoine loved that one. I really like the model. Ooh. She's beautiful. Well, they're all beautiful. But the model, who's married to that restaurant guy who was just a, I would say Beverly Hills, Orange County, New Jersey, Atlanta, probably in that order. And then remember there was place where the government is Washington D.C. That was no, do not like DC. What other ones were? There's a new Dubai one. What? What else was there? Yeah. You know, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is just like heroin. Once you do it once, never same again. Yes, and I just realized it's about 4:30, so I need to go too. But we've been on here forever, ever. And as always, didn't talk that much about liars, but you get the point. We need to do something about them. You know what? And the funny thing is I heard a bunch of them like, oh, who's going to get talked about? So I love this. Like, none of y'all. Miami. I liked Miami because I liked looking at the mom who like, wow, what did she do there? I'm just trying to figure that out. I don't think she planned that. Don't think she planned it. So remember, for any of you guys who remembers tomorrow, we got a lot of hair. It's gonna go in here. So I love you guys. And just remember, you can go anywhere you want to, but you choose to hang out with me. And I always appreciate it. So thank you for coming here and hanging out with me with all my quirkiness and my long hair and my no hair and everything else. So thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys being good, honest people who can have a conversation. So thank you. Good night. Love you. Bye. I feel like I haven't done the bye in a while. Bye.